a bit more than 17 years now.
That's a long time. I joined in May 2003, so you're actually not that much older than I am. But I guess back when you joined, you dived straight into this game. Like you were extremely dedicated from the beginning.
I was crazy about it. You know, it's one of those games that you start to dream about in night because there's so many possibilities. So it was crazy. I never felt anything like it with any other game.
I guess like the real cash economy is pretty unique. There's nothing like it out there. Like there was Second Life for a while. I don't even know if that exists anymore.
I'm not sure. I heard. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
You want to drop into a dome and
yeah, of course.
Mine a little, see how we can do.
Yeah, I have chosen to only mine in matter then, and you are going to mine ore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just run along each other, and we see who's claiming and who's not claiming.
Yeah, we can test that as well. We can see if like some areas are in general better than others. You want to go? What dome do you want to go?
Let's start with number 1.
Yes, let's go. South, number 1.
South, number 1.
So I am from Denmark. And Strakkan, where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
From Sweden.
Yeah.
So we are close to Mindark headquarters.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting now to see who's the fastest run.
I think you are. I think your agility is probably a lot higher than mine.
I'm 25%.
Oh, actually, I need to put on my armor because that is actually giving me a speed boost as well. It's the Harrier one that gives 8%. So no claim here. So like, why was it the real cash economy that kind of like, you said you dreamed of the game at night even?
Yeah, it was. Of course, it was. It was all this concept of being able to make money, because I think the most players who play these kind of games that have an economy in them, but it's fake money. But suddenly you can actually take out the money you're making in the game. That's another dimension of it. Of course it is.
Yeah. It means a lot.
It does. So for me it was just I'm gonna make it in this game. I'm gonna try, mate. Okay, here we go. A little Ambulamax.
Oh, I was just trying to get the Discord up so people could see who was talking about apparently that thing. I guess we probably should create a team.
Yeah, we could.
How do team invite?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. There we go. So, yeah. Did you get an invite there?
I should now. No.
I'll try again.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but was it so? I guess it was also the real cash economy that made you stay in game. Like, for playing a computer game these days for 17 years is pretty damn unique. Like most games have a very short lifespan. Yeah.
We still see people play these Nintendo games, of course, but I think at this level it's something unique.
Yeah. Grinding the skills. Also, that's not like, if you look at World of Warcraft, you have like a skill cap. So once you hit level 90, it's kind of dead, isn't it? Like you can't go any further. But with this, you can just go into infinity, and they'll
exactly.
They'll add some items that will make sure, as you mentioned Marco earlier. If you don't know who Marco is, he's the old community manager for Minark, and he used to be a big fan of skills. So he tried to like get out there, get your skills. It's an investment into the future. It's gonna make you a lot of money.
Yes. That was a talk before it went gold. He was talking to the community, saying that you have to be very careful with the skills now. And you are getting so much skill gains now. So it's like a bonus for you playing this game at this early stage, that you're gonna have all these skills. In the future, they're gonna be worth a lot. That's what he told us.
Yeah, like I think it was actually a bonus. Like you said it yourself, you had like what was it, 10,000 something mining skill level?
10,900.
10,900 mining skill level. Like that is pretty unachievable for new players to get by just playing, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much average player does these days in the skill gains, because I think they change the level you're gaining skills a few years ago also.
I guess they did, didn't they? They like I remember when the new skill system came in place. To me, at least, it felt like you just died. But I guess both of us were, when the new skill system came in, were quite high skilled. So we kind of hit that threshold there where your skill gains just become ridiculous. Like you need to burn an insane amount of pet to gain your skills.
Exactly. I mean, in these days, when you're mastering a extractor, you're mastering it. It doesn't matter if you have 8,000 or 9,000 or 10,000, because you're already mastering.
It doesn't really add anything. Like back in the day when you were mining, it actually influenced directly the amount of loot you got.
Yep.
Like you were probably pretty maxed out, like looting 18, 20, 24 stones per pull, or something like that. And that were quite unique skills directly influencing your returns.
Yes.
Talking about returns, like how many all-time highs do you think you've hit?
Oh, when the game started, it was quite easy to get an all-time high, because of course the claim weren't as big either, but 800-900 ped was okay for an all-time high. In the beginning there was only 10 positions in the but then they changed it to 100.
Yeah, I remember that.
So with both mining and hunting together, I think I should have about 10 all-time highs.
Man, and a lot of people in game here dream of just hitting one.
Yeah, but these days it's very hard these days, of course. I mean, you have to just look at you can bring up the mining all-time high list. At number 100 is, let's see, for the all-time high, 74,000 to be at number 100.
That's an insane amount.
That's an insane claim. It's not even once a year these days, so of course it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be, like, I remember when I 10k claim would easily, like, that's not even too long ago, would easily get you into the all-time high.
Yeah. I remember the first claim, the first very big claim I had was, I think it was around 800 ped of gold.
Wow.
That was an all-time high.
Was that when gold were like pretty much worthless? So it was
of course.
Yeah.
You just shove it into TT.
Yeah, nobody used it.
No, you know what? But it's Listerium and Blouse and Belk was all plus 200%.
Yeah.
So if you found gold, you just shove it into TT and start looking for Listerium again. Crazy times.
It is crazy times, yeah. But I remember that it was good times to be a miner. There were so few miners around, and demand for minerals was so high.
A claim.
Wow. I got it.
Melkai. I'm unamped now, so this was an average claim.
That's not too bad, actually. Well, it's not a big claim. Yeah, there was some easy profit back then. The first day I ever logged into this universe, the first time I ever played was in 2002. And I made 500 pet the first night I played. Like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just running around dropping.
Yeah.
It was quite
in the
fun.
beginning, there was no auction either. You have to find an avatar buying.
Yeah.
So I remember.
Yeah.
There was a few of those guys from the Coat Killers.
Yeah.
I think Leafren was one of them, and also I think 2-3 avatars, very well-known avatars. They bought all the Listerium I could get at 220%.
That's insane. They were probably skilling components.
Yeah, and all those skills from digging that. But you have to manually dig all up. There was no auto mining it.
That's
you
true.
have to click every click.
It was actually quite late. Like there was auto clickers. You could like get auto clicking tools, and I got one way too late. Like it was maybe 3 years later. Like getting that auto clicker was just a relief because you could sit there for hours drilling. And actually, I just now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that. When I made those 500 pet, actually I didn't sell for markup. I made that just by mining because like I didn't know anyone to buy the resources, but they were so plentiful. Like there was so much loot in game.
You have to go into a city and just shout out, selling Listerium 220%.
Yeah, I started doing that.
Someone came up to you, and then, it's quite fun. It's more interaction.
Yeah, but it was used in component crafting. I remember, I believe it was the basic filters blueprint. So people were clicking it for skills, and skills were linear back then. So yeah, you could just skill right up at very low costs.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that really got me caught in this game. That was actually making profit for the first time.
Yeah,
because I did a deposit from $300 into the game.
So
and then
you deposited 300 into the game.
And then deposited $30 more.
And $30 more, and
after that it was free roll.
How much do you think your avatar was worth when it was like the highest? Like how much wealth do you think you accumulated in total into this game?
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a lot. I have paid my house mortgage with this avatar.
That's amazing. You listen to that, guys. That's the dream walking right there.
Back in the days when it was... Well, this game was, I think, the biggest game in this category for a few years. When Never Die came in and all this, it was...
Oh, yes.
And one gun could be worth 150,000 pets.
Yeah,
it's crazy times.
You had the modified Merc and the improved FAP and the shadow armor and improved excavator. Like you were top of the line all around.
Yeah, I could mine everywhere.
Yeah,
I wasn't afraid for anything. So I think that's also a bonus to be. I can mine among Artrox and all that.
Yeah, those were pretty bad. Like you could mine the rig, the all rig back then, and that was a really hard area for people to mine, but it was a really good area to mine. And
people shot each other on sight in the PvP areas when they first arrived. You couldn't stick your finger in there because you were shot immediately.
That brings us to another thing. Like the hunting has also treated you quite good. Like you did quite well hunting. You, I believe, had an all-time high hunting as well.
Yeah, I had that Nekono, the big Nekono.
That's right. It was like 16k.
It was 3,000 heads, all-time high. But the stuff inside was worth, I think, I'm not sure how much they were worth. So many tens of thousands of pets selling those. But the fun thing about that story is that one of the CK guys, the Code Killer guys, I think that's Leafren. He'd been hunting Nekono for weeks, because everyone knew that the Eon armor drops from Nekono.
And you just came in there.
And I hunted for about a week, and I shot, but I was mining at the same time.
Oh, he must have been.
I dropped bombs, and then I shot all the Nekonos I could reach, and then suddenly, boom. So he was quite mad. Leafren wrote me messages that, "Oh, you stole my."
I would like. I know how I think he would feel. Like. Yeah.
You're a miner. You're good.
Yeah, you shouldn't be hunting.
Exactly.
Like you of all people know how much I've been mining in this game for hours on end every day. And I remember seeing new people coming in. There was this Danish guy that I knew. He joined the game and he's been in the game for not even a year, and he hit a 40,000 pet oil claim on Treasure Island. That nearly broke my back, to be honest.
Getting a hard time in forums. You can't be happy for him. Poor guy.
Yeah. But I guess in this game, what pays the bills isn't really those big claims. Of course, it's part of it, but like it's the grind that really makes you do well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, of course. It's catching waves in this. For me, it's catching waves. We are not
Yeah.
having a great wave at the moment, but you see, have you found any claim?
Not a single one.
Not. I have found one claim, so this is not a
Okay.
good wave, but
No, it's kind of
now
slow.
we are relaxing and just running around.
Yeah, and it's not spending too
If
much.
you're
Like
being more, if you're being more serious, you have to
definitely.
try things. What amp works? For me, it's trying amps. I mine with level 2, 3, and 5, and normally one of those amps work. But
Yeah, that's the loot system of this game is like, as you say, it's a wave system, so it's good periods of time. It's time to put on an amplifier. Like you want to go hard when it pays.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then at times it's just completely dead.
Yeah. Then you could take it all back from hunting things around you, because sometimes it's like this Ambulamax can be filled up with probes, but not this one.
No, yeah, the whole introduction of the universal ammo really increased flexibility there. Like I have noticed, like you can have mining that's really bad and slow, and I also tend to hunt more when like mining is down.
Yeah.
And so I do okay hunting often, like get minis and sometimes a global from hunting.
Yeah, it's like the game is paying some money back.
Yeah, it's just different what kind of profession.
Yeah.
Do you believe depth can like increase your loot, like the amount of claims?
I think the depth should be in different ores. The deeper when the game started, the claim sizes was the deeper the claim, the bigger the claim also was.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah, then they changed it. So, but I think you shouldn't be able to find Rugorites at 200 meters, for example.
No. Now that's my feel for the depth system as well. It's the type of finds you get that changes nowadays.
Yeah.
What about perception game? Do you still think it matters?
I marked my perception claim hits. I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I usually mark them with one of these little flags that you can put in the game.
Oh,
I'm not a great believer, but for some reason I still mark them.
But it did used to matter, didn't they? Like if you got a perception gain, there's a good chance you would hit a nice big claim soon after.
But I haven't started believing in perception. In the early days, I didn't believe in it. I was just laughing when people are talking about all these strange ideas with this and that, doing this and that. So I never bothered about it. But since a few years, I have a little belief in them.
Yeah, like I did believe in it hardcore. I used to, like, if I got a perception gain, I would carpet bomb that area. But since they introduced the new mining system, I actually stopped believing.
Okay.
Like there were periods sometimes I got a perception gain and maybe I got a large find or something. So like I wouldn't rule it out, but maybe I need to be a bit more systematic testing it.
Yeah. Because enough times I have found a big claim or a rare claim or something out of the ordinary has happened.
Okay.
In the near enough times to make me believe in it a little bit at least.
I guess from if you were sitting as a programmer in MindDark, it would make sense, right? Being perceptive to like changes in the environment, saying, "Hey, something special is going on here." That kind of is like your perceptive skill. And
I think it's a skill. If you get many skill hits, the system is telling you there's something is going on.
Definitely, and also we talked about it in our society when we were still in the same society that when they introduced those skill level boosts. So if you get like a 10% skill level boost, well, is the system slow? Is it really paying? It's not really giving you a boost, so why would it give you loot? But if you get like 160% skill level boost, hey, something's going on again.
Yeah, I guess it's like the system is cooking up a bit. Something is happening.
But I guess that's the charm also with this game, right? That like you're trying to find if things are connected.
The game keeps you guessing.
It does keep you guessing. Like
after 17 years, I'm still guessing. So
it's like a huge puzzle you're trying to solve.
And then suddenly you think you solved something.
Yeah.
The next day you're back again.
They did actually when they flipped the whole thing over when they introduced the new skill system, didn't they? Like how you gain skills and what skills influenced. I definitely think they did like detach skills from the loot engine. I believe that skills are now attached to your spending, and that's about it. But again, seems a bit simple, doesn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. I think you want to read in more into the skills.
Probably, yeah.
The skills used to matter a lot. In the early days, they matter a lot, and these days they're basically they make you use different tools. But who knows? Yeah, that's the guessing part.
It is, but I think they definitely right now have a strategy. Like they're trying to increase spending on the individual avatar. Like they're introducing a lot of tools and weapons to allow people to spend more money. Like they wanna make people raise up their skill level and lowering requirements for tools.
Yeah.
Hunting loot got a big change with 2.0. Do you think mining needs an overhaul as well?
Oh, I can always hope that it comes back to the way it was, but that's not going to happen. Are we going for number 2 south now, or?
Yeah.
2 south. Okay.
So
but of course,
No, go ahead, please.
No, I was just gonna say that if they go back with a system that is very skilled avatars have a benefit from it, it's of course gonna be very hard to be a new avatar.
That was my point. Like, I think with the old skill system, there were very quickly an elite created.
Yeah. And somewhere the money is coming from somewhere, so.
Yeah, and it was pretty much. I know a lot of people back in the day like made a reference to a pyramid scheme. Like if you were first in through the door, you would do really well, and you were last in, you would do really badly. And I think that was actually the case with the old system.
Oh, I got a claim.
Really?
Yeah. Number 2-0.
I'm gonna rebomb your claim. I'm gonna be a dick here.
It's just a little small oil.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
So mining is not turned on up here, but
no, it's definitely slow right now.
Yeah. So it's hard to answer that question. Do you think that mining needs an overhaul?
I guess you'll need some kind of alternative, right? You'll need to we need to have an idea like what were it supposed to change into.
Yeah, I would definitely like more different tools. There should be tools that can be compared with your skills. Because nowadays, I think the best tool is level 69. Am I right or wrong there? Gonna check this Terra miner. 55.
55.
Yeah, level 55. After level 55, you have not much more to aim for in mining, because that's the top of the line finder.
That's true. They definitely need to expand on the depth system.
Yeah.
Like that again, in turn, will change how you accumulate loot, right? Like you will get different kind of resources. So I guess like reinventing or at least enhancing the whole tool system would in turn influence the loot. But mining seems like a very limited profession, in my opinion, compared to hunting.
Yeah, of course. You see, there's no contest in mining. They're all in hunting. So it's the main profession in EU, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You also see the event system. Like, I don't know if they introduced a mining event system yet, but like it used to be only for hunters.
Yeah, I haven't checked really.
Same here. Yeah, they said.
But I think.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Keep going.
No, this was a new subject. It was a question or a comment.
Okay.
So it was Ubering. Yeah, they said in the Ask Me Anything, I'm guessing that's my knock, that they will look into weapons for the level 200 guys. Hope they don't forget mining. That would definitely benefit you.
Yeah, many avatars would be benefited from.
Yep. Oh, I got a claim. Got an average calor right here. First claim. Thank you.
I'm gonna drop exactly on your claim now and see.
Please do. No, I definitely think they have forgotten mining in the past. Like, it has primarily been introducing new items for, like, since the VRX 3K finder, which was level 60 to use. Or was it 58 or something? Or 54 maybe, even as low as 54. Yeah. But they introduced the Rock Tech finder that is level 60. Like, they haven't added much. It's 54.
Yes, actually, the Rock Tech finder is level 60, so that's a bit higher.
It is a bit higher, but it's not much.
It's a bit higher.
That Cougar finder fit. Yeah, it's Strakkan.
5 levels. 5 levels on prospecting is quite a lot also.
It is.
It takes time. Yeah, it takes time.
I guess the overall pet turnover is lower when mining, which might also be in turn why they haven't really done much to increase it. Like, it's not their bread and butter, so to speak. People turn over a lot more pet in hunting. Yeah, that Rock Tech Cougar finder, I believe Strakkan has one and using it. I can only max it in ore, so I don't even have a learning period yet on a matter. I'm such a noob. I'm only level 55. I'm nobody.
So modest as ever.
So Strakkan, what's your level on prospector surveying?
Sure. I'm just gonna kill this little. Gonna check. Prospector surveyor. I'm 81 in prospecting and 74 in surveying.
That's some high levels.
Yeah, because I'm in the early days. I don't exactly know when it changed, but in the early days I only mined for ore.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 2 years I mined ore, almost only ore. Actually, I had 2 different finders.
Yeah, and I also believe, like, besides oil, which had a little markup, pretty much every matter were useless. Like, there wasn't any markup to be gained on it.
No, it was TT food. All of it was TT.
Yeah, so nobody really mined in matters.
Exactly. You have to take a matter finder with you and a matter driller. So.
That is true, actually. Yeah, it was different tools as well.
Yeah. So I basically ran around with an ore finder and an ore driller, because 220% that's a lot.
Yeah, it like in general, I believe that the average markup has been going down for the last many years. Like, back when they launched Treasure Island, Cobalt was extremely good mining. Magnesium were extremely good mining. Gasodite, Beryllium, like most ores still for many years had very good markup. But then after the amplifiers got introduced, I kind of got the feeling like there was such a huge supply suddenly being put into the game of ores that the market just slowly went down.
And it's also a way for MA to keep the money in game. To have the markups at a decent level.
I guess markup doesn't really, besides actually creating this universe and making it what it is today, it doesn't benefit Mindark in any way. Like, markup is just a pseudo economy for Mindark.
It's an incentive to have people playing, of course.
It is
to find these rare claims of good stuff.
I definitely believe that it is extremely important. Like, we don't want to see markup like it was back in 2008-9, where like prices were ridiculously high. But we definitely want markup on every item.
Yes, and there should be more things to be crafting also.
Yeah, crafting is an important component to the game because it keeps us alive as miners.
Exactly.
So, as a miner, what do you believe the most important, like not looking at skills per se, like the hard skills in game, but like soft skills, knowledge? What do you believe is the...
Sorry, you're breaking up a bit. I didn't hear that last.
Okay, I don't think of hard skills like prospecting, surveying, but what do you believe is the most important soft skill for a miner to have today? Like, is it like knowing where to drop? Is it like knowing what to mine when, or yeah?
I think, of course, a good ore map. You have to be aware where you can find each and every ore.
Yeah.
You have to map the ore. Use an ore map of some sort. I actually keep all that in my head because I've mined so much on this. I normally mine only on Calypso.
Okay, so it's like knowing the areas and
knowing the areas and
knowing where to mine. Yeah.
Where to mine and what to mine. Very important. Yeah.
So basically, for you guys out there, check auction, see the good markup, and know where to go mine that.
Yeah.
So Ioluko had a question. So have you changed your methods of mining during your time in game?
Yeah, method of mining. Yeah, of course. When the amps were introduced, in the beginning there were no amps. You were running around with your Refiner 105, dropping one ped each time. But now the method now are to find actually what amp can I use and how can I use it.
So you believe that amplifiers also like changes the way you're supposed to mine a different area?
I do think that the system has some sort of. I mean, you can't go around with a level 8 amp in slow periods and think that you're gonna break TT, because the game hasn't got the money to give out.
Oh, I found an amplifier right here.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. So we're back to the whole waves we were talking about in the beginning. So like the slow periods and the good periods, which all in turn comes in waves. And you want to you want to like sync that up with the amplifier. So like slow periods of time, you don't want to amp hard, but good periods you do put on big amplifiers.
Yeah. If I notice that there are starting to be a lot of hops, all-time high hops global, a lot of that, and my claim rate is good, then I'm putting on a big amp.
So you also like keep in sync with the like the globals window and Hoff's window. See how general loot is.
Yeah. When I'm 100% serious about the game, I fire up this homepage. What is
Entropia Life? Yeah.
Entropia Life, yes, and a mining checks section there, and you can keep track of how far between the globals and all this.
I used to do that as well when I mined seriously. I probably need to do that again. It is a great source of.
But after that, I say it's keeping and also that you have a bankroll. I think that's also like a method. You have to have this good bankroll. You have to be able to save stuff, and I think you have talked a lot about that, Hoyland.
Yeah, that's really an occurring subject on my channel here. Like, you really need to gain squeeze as much ped out of your resources as possible, and to do that, you really like, especially on low markup stuff, you need to save a lot out to save it on auction, because it is markup that pays the bills, right?
It is. If you can make one ped on each, if you put oil on auction, I mean, it's not very fun to put an auction where you can gain 102%. But every ped counts. So if you can make an extra ped of selling oil on auction, you have to do it.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem, so to speak, right now. My bankroll is pretty modest. It's probably around 4K right now that I have to like mine with, and that is a bit too low. So I can't really save up oil, Force Nexus, Milky Crystal, and stuff like that in substantial quantities, and it is a problem.
Exactly. And then I'm gonna go into TT and.
Yeah, and that is a pretty bad habit.
Yeah, it is. I'm doing it myself from time to time, so
yeah.
I'm not gonna brag about being the professional in selling stuff, but
now then it all comes back to like, this is still a game, and you still want to have fun, and you still like want money to be able to play the game. So that's a bit of a paradox, right?
Yeah.
You enjoy making money, but you have to do actions, perform actions that aren't making you money to keep playing.
Exactly.
So looking back, like I think most people would say, you mentioned it yourself, you paid the mortgage on your house with like playing this game. What do you think gave you that success? Was it like your discipline, like sticking with what you know and trying to figure out what system works, or was it like your persistence, just keep grinding, like no matter what?
I think it was a combination of being quite disciplined and catching. You have to be honest, I was quite lucky in the beginning, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the beginning, I was a hunter, just like most people are when I start this game. I bought a small gun, I bought a small armor, and I started shooting things. And then I met an avatar out in the wild that asked me if I have tried mining. So I said, no, I haven't, because I don't understand it. So he gave me a bomb and a finder, and then I tried. And I was lucky enough to be standing right in a big list field. So I started hitting list like crazy. And yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There were fields.
Yeah. I had this big field north from Ares, Fort Ares, on the old map. The map has changed now. It's not, the fields are not like they used to be. But there were all list, Blausterium and Durulium in one area. So I caught so much list. I just went back and forth to that area and mined.
So it's pretty much like hauling money out of the fields.
Yeah, it was actually. So that was when I deposited this $300. That's when I noticed that I can actually. I have to have some better equipment, because this can actually make me money.
So did you buy an improved excavator right away, or like what were your first tools?
No, those were in game from the beginning, I think.
Oh, so like what were your first tools like?
I bought this ore finder. I think it was 17 years ago. I think it was named OF 105.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was the biggest ore finder back then. I have to wait for you now.
Yeah. I just had a claim, so I needed to.
Oh,
yeah.
I have 2 claims so far.
That's pretty. Oh, so you have 2 altogether. Oh, I got another ample ganganite here, so I'm just gonna mine that out. That was Entro 003 says the hour is kind of bad. So yeah, definitely agree. Like that's a skill I toot quite often. It's the ability to log off.
Yeah, that's a skill. That's a skill in EU. Log off. I wrote it on forums many times. You have to be able to log off when it's bad. Because if you just keep going, and it's not gonna do you any good.
No, you're just gonna be losing pet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna wait for you here now.
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
The history of my avatar is that actually I started early enough and I had some luck in the beginning. And I think you also did, Hoylund, because you started mining early.
Yeah, that was like I think you're right actually. It is being a bit lucky in the beginning. Like I think a lot of new people today, and especially in the last years here, like they join and they go broke really fast.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not something that promotes continuing.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. So
I remember the feeling when the first time I took out money. It was such a odd feeling. I can actually take out money from internet.
And this was back in like 2003 maybe.
Yeah, 2003, 2004. And then I think in late 2003, 2004, they introduced this card. You can actually go to a what do you call them, ATM machine, and take money from the game from the ATM machine. And that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Didn't they introduce a real card at one point, so you could take money directly out of your account? Or did that never kick off? Oh, that was the one you had.
I have that card somewhere here in my drawer, but I doubt I'm gonna find it now. It's such a mess here. But I still all have all those stuff.
That's amazing. Yeah, I like when I rejoined this game and I came back from my break here, I had to go down to my basement into a box where I had all this stuff and find my gold card to be able to log back in. So they have had some stuff.
Yeah, Entro 003. Yeah, 1400 peds back in the day that was an enormous claim. That was quite a beast.
Yeah. Best was 2500.
Yeah, 2500.
I think that's pretty much like well, it's obviously not the highest, but like realistically, like that's the highest you can get on unamplified. Like I think it's really hard hitting something above 2600 unamplified.
Yeah.
I've had a few 1600 pet unamplified, and I think a single in the mid 20s, maybe less. Sorry, maybe more.
I think I've found the first. I think the youths in the EU talk in claims in these numbers, like a level 9 or a level 10.
Yeah.
But I still talk about claims in small, average, like that.
Same here. The lingo has changed.
Yeah.
Like also, I constantly mess about in it. That like calling FOMA Club Never Die, calling a level 3 amplifier, even though it should be like level 4 or whatever. Like they changed the whole grading system of the various before amplifiers. Claims were a lot smaller, as we talked about in the beginning, like the Hall of Fame list.
Because you were unamped all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I found the first rich claim in game, because the claim didn't come out and say how big it was when you found it. You just found a rich claim.
Oh, that's right, and you didn't, and you got the huff when you drilled the last.
You have to mine it out to see the size of it.
That's true,
so
actually.
So I started mining this. It was an Edorium, I think. It was a rich Edorium, and I mine it and I mine. I stood for hours mining it. And it was almost 4K, I think.
So a rich claim was 4K. I believe that's bigger now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like 16K today.
I think 4K is like an enormous or something.
Yeah, it's some. Yeah, exactly.
I found a listeners here now. An average listeners.
I found
that's my third claim.
Calorie. I've had quite a few claims, but of course my drop price is twice yours.
I'm talking a lot, so I'm dropping very irregular.
Yeah, like Intro there just said, oh, it's bad for the AMA that mining is bad, but like we can have done this for ages and have the best skills in the game. It won't really affect our returns that way. It's kind of hard to deduct into that we are being bad miners because we don't find anything.
800 peds of Narcasium back in 2004. That was a really good claim back then.
Yeah, definitely. And then I don't know if you remember him, Brumle Hunter. He was the Danish guy who hit that 40k oil on Treasure Island. I believe that was in 2004, actually.
Okay. No, I don't remember that avatar.
It was unamped. It was just an insane size of claim. But that was like the first golden age where the whole thing kicked off, like in 2004 with the launch of Treasure Island. Just became a gold rush. Owning items were printing money.
There was commercials inside the game.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, commercials paying for some of the loot.
That is true.
If you watch commercials inside the game, you can have access to a bigger loot pool.
Yeah, that was the jackpot loot pool.
Yeah. I think most avatars watched commercials. I can't imagine that anyone didn't.
No, it was free money. Oh, another angle.
Oh.
So, what do you think about the community in EU. Do you interact a lot on forums these days? I know you've never been that active.
Not these days. I'm not active with the forums these days. I was up to a point.
Yeah.
Quite active, but I think there's an old interview with me.
There are.
Back there from maybe 2004 or 2005, something like that.
I believe when Entropia Forum got launched, you were one of the first people being interviewed, actually.
Yeah, there was this guy. I don't remember his name, but he was a very nice guy. Started Entropia Forum.
Yeah, it kicked off to become a massive success. Such a big success that MindArc actually bought it.
Yeah, sure. But I think life changing. I don't play Entropia now like I did back in the days. I'm not as hardcore anymore as I was, so I think it comes with not reading the forums either. And the forums got quite salty and all that.
That was my general feeling. Like when I left on my last break here in 2015, I just think it was so much toxicity. Like people were like swelling, like bathing in misery.
Yeah.
Like MindArc doesn't listen. Loot is bad. Item sucks. Game sucks. Everything's bad.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. That was pretty much what you met whenever you logged into the forum.
Yeah. And I was so much in love with this game. Of course, you can be in love with it when quite successful. So of course, reading the forums wasn't all that fun. So I started just picking out the threads I think was good to read. And
I remember tried starting some mining blogs, like trying to bring some positivity into the game, but like it was just too much. You got overwhelmed, and it really, as you say, when you're in love with a game, and I feel like I care deeply about this game. I think it's a unique game to the whole world. Like there's no game like it. And
exactly.
Then when you constantly are surrounded by people who hate it and think everything's wrong, like I got sucked into it as well, like complaining, which were. I remember there was this avatar, Mary Jane. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah. Amazing. But like, I remember I vented some of my frustration at him because he was obviously a character. Like he complained a lot, did a lot of stupid things, lost a lot of money, and then complained.
I think he bought a dome on FOMA.
He did. Yeah, he put in a lot of money to the game. And he kept going.
Yeah, he kept going. There's a question here. What was your guys' golden period? Like, I mean, profit only from markup, not Ubers.
Oh yeah.
You can go first.
Obviously, that was the whole list period, but I didn't play much back then, so I won't take that as my golden period where I made the most money from this game was definitely when the Anthus and Energized Crystal was introduced into the game. Like it was 200% markup and it was common. And I had a level 2 unlimited amplifier at that time. So, man, I did really well.
It wasn't my goal.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I just said it wasn't like paying house mortgage money, but it was definitely enough to like sweeten the everyday life.
Yeah. Well, my golden period, if you talk money, of course, was like 2003 to 2005, something like that. Because I took out a lot of money from the game. I had lots of success. So I think the game,
So that was like when you, like at that point, you definitely had accumulated a lot of skills. And mining system did accommodate skills back then, so you got higher loot than everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you found a small claim, you could gain 8-pit from it. Well, I was being just a normal miner, I would probably gain 5 or 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, sir, welcome. Sorry.
I got in the beginning. Abundant claims wasn't a global, but I got globals from Abundant.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Didn't Mary Jane sell like 1.5 or 2k of Arcadia beats for like 70 pet? He made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And it was really, and then he complained, and it was just like, oh, you bring this on yourself. That was how I felt anyways about all his posts. On Mindark reversed it, okay. I think that Pitbull guy got it and got temporary ban for a while, okay.
There's been a lot of these things where people are putting stuff on auctions way too cheap. Yeah. I done it myself, so that's how it is.
I don't think I've made mistakes like that, but I definitely know I used to check auction regularly to see if there were things mispriced.
Yeah.
Especially when it came into the game, like, yeah.
I think I recently sold boxes. I think I sold 13 or 14 boxes for like 10 ped in auction or something. I don't know.
Okay, so that was,
Yeah. I did a mistake.
I am extremely meticulous when I'm so stingy when it comes to these kind of things. Like,
yeah, it should be.
But yeah, it's it can be a brutal universe, and they definitely haven't been on any verse for a long time. Like you were on your own here. Your best mining period was on Purite. Yeah, Purite is good.
And we were talking about this a few days ago in chat about when Sandarium was introduced to the game.
Yes.
There was a few avatars that immediately picked up where the Sandarium was spawning. And they made a lot of pets from it because it was like 2,500 and 3,000% in the beginning.
Yeah, I caught the rear end of that.
Yeah, you did.
In Segna Forest and all. It was a good time.
Yeah. I know I was mining way up north because someone told me that's the Sandarium area. So I spent days. So I didn't catch that very good period because I was mining in the wrong places.
Yeah, it was a very short period of time.
Yeah, it was like 1-2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But you can make a lot of money because you can get globals from them. 50 pence of Sandarium and then 3K%.
And it was pretty common actually. It wasn't that hard to find.
No.
Actually, have you noticed Morpheus ingot is now extremely rare? It used to be all over the place.
Morpheus?
Yeah, it used to be garbage.
You mean the avatar or the ore?
the ore.
The ore. No, I haven't found Morpheus in. I think that's Aukmul PvP area, isn't it?
I wouldn't know actually. It used to be all over Amafira. It was like a list rare substitute, but it was trade terminal value, so it was garbage.
You can ask the chat if someone in chat has found it, because I haven't been mining so much down in PvP4. I think we call it PvP4. That's Aukmul PvP.
Yeah, like the lootable one on Amafira. Yeah.
Because in the beginning, in the first 2 years, I think, Mindark named minerals and weapons after avatars.
That is right. That was Morpheus, right? He was in.
So I was hoping for a Strakkan and the Strakkanium.
Strakkanium, actually, yeah. You've never got anything named after you.
I never got anything. I think the hunters got the most of it, and Morpheus got that stone.
Yeah. That's actually quite surprising. You did, talking about Mindark, you did have a pretty good relationship with Marco, the community manager, didn't you?
I never met him personally or anything like that, but I think I talked with him in some threads on the.
Okay, so it was like on.
He usually answered. He usually did answer actually. He was the community manager for a few years.
Yeah. Talking about Mindark. How did you feel about the whole Mindark and communication with the player base? We talked about the toxicity and stuff, and I think that kind of Mindark just said, no, we're not gonna stick our hand into this asset pool.
No. On a personal level, it never bothered me that much, but I can understand that people are bothered about it, because if you're donating or putting in hundreds of dollars into the game, you're gonna want some communication actually. So I can understand if people got a bit mad about it, but it never affected me very much. It didn't.
No, I don't think it changed much. I mentioned it before that it's hard to keep everybody happy, and especially in a world where a lot of people are going to be losing.
Yeah.
So, Czechoslovakian, thank you very much for enjoying the stream. I appreciate it. I want to say thank you to all of you who are tuning in. Don't be shy of asking questions in chat. If I miss it, just remind me and I'll try and come back to it. Otherwise, Strakkan also picks up quite well on chat. So we'll definitely, we have some talking points, of course, but we'll definitely answer questions. And
I miss when Mindark was available in real time on Mirk. Okay, I never realized they were.
No, that's actually a good point. Like today, a lot of companies are taking their support cases on Twitter. Like it gives people like you can get ventilated and then get an answer for your question. But that's not really that possibility with Mindark. Those support cases section can take ages.
Yeah, but haven't Mindark got some avatars in the game that are answering questions?
Oh,
Or have they stopped? Have they stopped doing that?
I remember actually now that you mention it. They used to stand around in like Port Atlantis and Minopolis and some other places.
They unstuck people mainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
I actually thought getting stuck was a thing at the past, but I got stuck in a branch the other day and I had to like teleport out.
Yeah.
So it's still a thing.
Yeah, that's it. When you teleport, it's very common to get stuck in a wall. If you teleport into a mountain,
Oh,
you can get stuck. You can get stuck in the cliffside. So,
that's
but
bad.
you press T or teleport away.
So it's still possible, yeah.
Yeah, but for many years, or if you were stuck, you were stuck. You could do nothing about it.
No,
So that's why you have to call. You have to write support message.
that
Can
is
you please?
true. Yeah,
I'm sitting in a house.
Yeah, I've tried that actually, and back then, like it took days before I actually got unstuck. I just couldn't play for days because I was stuck in a wall.
And also in the beginning, they had a few live avatars on support playing the game. So for one time, I remember the girl who was in the support wrote a message that she had hid a few peds on the highest point on the map.
She couldn't get it.
So that was quite fun. It was a hard time. You didn't have any vehicles, and you have to run up there.
Yeah.
But it was a fun idea.
So like being mentioned here, back when they introduced Red Light, the VRX 3K finder pretty much was the only effective finder to find it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's true. Actually, the whole depth thing really gave another dimension to the game.
Yeah. That should be well, this is a long one.
Oh yeah. I'm just fixing my chat here. Oh
The camera will not rotate with avatar when locking.
Oh, now I lost all my chats because I let me just do like this here. Should be able to see everything. Yeah. So feedback. Curse mode will be.
Do you play for fun now or still for profits?
Me?
No, that's a question.
Oh.
Do you play for fun now or still for profits?
I play
think
for fun.
Yeah, same here. I'm taking out small amounts of money still, but it's like pocket money these days.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to show on this channel as well. Here is that it is possible still to make a bit of money, but it's definitely the game has become a lot harder. Margins are a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to make a lot of mistakes before you lose a lot of pet.
Exactly. Like this mining run we are doing now is a disaster.
It is, isn't it?
My total value so far is 6, 14, about 18 ped of minerals so far.
I
TT.
have 80 pet, but I've spent 174 pet. So.
Oh, I didn't check how many bombs I started on with.
So it's Biodome 4 now?
Yeah.
So that covers one of the miss points here. Is it possible to make money in the game still? And yeah, I guess it is, but it is hard. You need a lot of discipline.
Yeah, it's hard. I think you actually have to be some sort. You have to be a combination of all the occupations in EU. You have to be a little bit hunter, a little bit miner, doing some trading, all that.
Yeah, that'll definitely give you the best. Like Slither, do you remember Slither? Yeah. Like he did everything. I think he got it right.
Yeah, he did. He was one of those smart avatars.
He definitely was.
Yeah.
So Intro says it's not that hard, to be honest.
I think he's still playing. I think I saw some action on.
Oh yeah. I have him on friend list, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty much online as much as he used to.
As Entro very correctly say, you have to adapt. Exactly.
Adapt.
Yeah. Because the government is coming up with ideas. That's MA.
Yeah.
You just have to adapt for it.
But talking about adapting, like knowledge in the game, we talked about that you have to know where the different ores are, but the whole wave system is probably also being adjusted once in a while. When new items come out, you need to learn how they function. Like you mentioned, you bought the Christmas ring there because it said that you get 25% more rare finds. And the first thing I was thinking of was, hey, more Xeramite, more Sandarium, more Tritonite.
Tritonite. No.
Good times, but
claim.
Good. But it was actually not that kind of rare finds. It was out of the ordinary finds you're getting.
Or out of the ordinary finds.
Yeah.
But that ring also gives a lot of. It gives running speed and reload speed and all that. So
yeah, it gives a lot of different.
It's a good buy. It's a good buy anyway.
And with mining strong, I got a Ganganite as well. And with mining strong boxes being quite high Margot, I guess it's not the worst thing having a boost too.
No, they're good. But I'm not finding a lot of them. Can be honest about that.
Same here. I found 3 actually within a week. So
yeah, I think they actually drop in. It's like they drop in bursts.
Yeah. Is it still possible to loot unlimited amplifiers from out of the ordinary finds? Do you know?
I think they come in the boxes.
They come in the boxes only now.
Yeah, I think so. So you have to find a box, and then you have to be lucky and also find an amp.
What do you think of the whole box system? Like adding that you have to use your credit card to gain certain items in game.
That's hard. I can understand it from an MA point of view. I can understand it, but maybe you should also be able to craft keys.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be very hard finding the materials to craft a key, but it should be possible. It should be possible to find all the stuff inside the game, and not be. You shouldn't have to buy it from the outside.
No, the way I see it is like it excludes a lot of players, doesn't it? Like there are people out there who
it does.
They're here because they enjoy the being able to make it. Like I want to make it in this game. I don't want to make it because I deposit a lot of money, because you can get that everywhere.
Yeah. But I did buy a few of those keys and open a few boxes, but I never got anything good. So.
Yeah, I have like 5 boxes right now. I might try and open them. I know I'm gonna get disappointed, but
yeah. But if you find one of those extremely good finders or an unlimited amp, so I guess it's all worth it.
Yeah. So Deuce X is in chat. Hey and welcome. You find it interesting. We appreciate that. We are Yeah, as you know, the Swedish guy speaking is Strakkan, and I am Højlund. And yeah, we're talking about the state of the game and our experiences through the years. So I hope you all enjoy it. Swedle says, good luck on the run. You're Swedish also, Dusex. There's a lot of Swedish people playing
hey
this
there.
game.
Lots of Swedes here.
Yeah.
I hope you're better mining than me and Højlund have.
Yeah, it is kind of slow, but
Yeah.
it just takes...
But it's fun to run around. I think foam is quite fun to mine on, because
Yeah.
I'm very rarely here.
I'm probably gonna go back down planet side because mining is better planet side. The tax is it's hard to make money with the 5% tax.
Yeah.
But as you say, after they cleaned up the domes, like removed the mobs or at least turned them all the way down, I think they also like evened them out a bit, so there's not as many hills. Yeah. So Yuluku asks, any advice on tools to use? I mean, for example, do you switch between finders depending on areas, unlimited, limited, etc.?
For me, I can say when I mine Foma, I always use a finder F105. I never used anything unamped, unlimited stuff up here. And I don't need extra depth or that stuff.
No.
That's my personal take on Foma.
I completely agree. And then I drop a probe with a VRX 3K. But my reason, I normally use the 105 as well, but my reason for using the VRX 3K right now was actually just to see. I know there's Xeramite up here, so I was curious if I could loot some, but yeah. But you're definitely true.
I say when I mine in this Redulite area.
Oh, you fell out there. Can you repeat that one? You just disappeared.
When I mine the Redulite areas, I usually do it with a Terra 8.
Yeah.
To have the chance to get the depth.
Yeah, I think there we agree very, very much that like we have a bunch of different finders, both of us, is my guess. Well, I do anyways, but like for the different depths, for us, like Redurite, you need the TerraMaster 8, you need 1,000 meters depth to do the best. Yeah. But like mining gas and lubricant and Typhonic Steam, Cave Sap,
exactly.
F105 is a perfect finder for that. There's no point in burning markup.
Exactly. And then when the waves come, I have this DSEC L30 and this Rocktech Cougar finder.
So you go hard.
To go hard. So the hardest I go is the Rocktech Cougar with a level 8.
That is pretty damn hard.
that's about, I think that should be equivalent to a level 10 amp, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's like 6 pet a drop, right?
Yeah, that's a lot. So I'm very rarely go, because I think that's a bit too much gambling.
Yeah, I normally, like, I feel really bad paying more than 105% for an amplifier. Like, obviously the 108 is, the level 8, sorry, the level 8 amplifier is a bit more expensive. It's like 106 point something, I believe.
Yeah. I'm making all these amps myself, just to have another shot at getting a good hit, of course, when I'm crafting them.
Yeah.
And you can also get a good blueprint.
So Negoslovakian writes in chat, so a F105 finder is enough, no need to look for an F106. What do you say, Strakkan?
I have actually not tried this F106. I always been with my F05. So as long as it's unlimited, the F06 should be okay for Foma also.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's an F105, but I don't think I've ever had one myself as well. But do you use Little Big Mining Log?
No, I don't use it, but I check it sometimes to check depths.
Yeah,
average
same
depths.
here.
Yeah.
So that was exactly. Yeah, sorry.
I did log for it for a few months, a few years ago, but I don't think it didn't give me a lot of information, so I stopped with it.
Yeah, it's the same here. Like I go there to check the depth, the average depth, like what depth do people find caves at now, and it's a great tool for that. But that helps you choose the right finder. You'll probably stick with your F105 then. Well, it's done me great through the years. So Intro says here, I really don't believe in the gambling. As long as you have Markov in the area, you can use even 8 or 9 pets a click. That is true. The way I see it, that is completely true. The issue comes when the Markov on the pet you spend becomes higher than the Markov you can gain. And
I'm waiting for you. You are claiming, aren't you?
I found a list claim, so it took a bit to mine.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this gambling. I think that's a personality thing about how much money are you prepared to spend on one drop, and I'm not prepared to spend like a level 13 amp that's 125% markup on the amp. So I think it's a bit too much money for me to feel safe but it's a personality thing.
Yeah.
Because in the end you can get it all back in one claim, of course, with a level 13 amp if you're lucky.
But you really got to put your faith in that Mindark will pay you.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, another Listerium. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I used to be a bit of a degenerate in this game. Like, I burned a lot of level 13 amplifiers. Yeah. And I can tell you, I did not make any money.
No.
I lost a lot.
Yeah.
Some Markov ores only drop on amp though. Yes, personally I've never found Rugorits with an amplifier larger than level 2.
I find Redolite with level 5 up to level 8. Yes. I haven't tried with bigger amps than level 8. So I have had some globals from Redolite with the Terra 8 and the level 8 amp on.
So EO Loco says here that he tiered up his F105 finder to tier 8, so it's now a little more than 800 meters. Is that enough to find the rare minerals that we're talking about?
Let's check what I have. I haven't tiered my F05 all the way up. I have it at level 7. Tier 7 is my... Yeah. So that's as far as I have tried it. But I have actually found a Ruga claim with my F05. But that's one time in like 5 years. You can see how rare it is.
Yeah, I remember before maxing out the VRX 3K, I mined Chinook Jungle with the TK320, which has 850 meters average search depth. And I did find Redolite. I obviously find more with the VRX 3K, but it is possible at 800 meters, yes. That is my opinion on it anyways.
Yeah, and there are so many factors to take in. You have to, the mineral have to spawn. And no one must have mined there before you.
Yeah.
And you must have the right finder with the right tier. So there's so many factors.
So Intro here throws in a theory that rare minerals stack. So if nobody is mining that area, you can hit even larger claims that you can find with amplifiers.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I can believe that, of course.
Yeah, I don't think that's completely unreasonable either. No. I think it's hard to find an area that is unmined, but it doesn't sound unreasonable, no.
No. And like Tridonate, it obviously is used for something very good, so you can't have the game littered with Tridonate either. Because the things crafted with Tridonate should be very good then.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't even know what Tridonite is used for.
No, I don't know either, but
I know Boss bought it.
Yeah.
That that's my relation to it.
Yeah.
Talking about boss, like that is one central avatar to this game as well.
Yeah, very much so. He bought that. What did he buy? He bought space.
Yeah, he's bought the space station with the
Space
aliens.
station. Yeah. That was crazy times.
That was like 3.4 million pet.
3.3 million.
3.3 million pet, yeah.
Yeah. That's $330,000.
And I believe he resold it at 6,400,000 or something.
Oh, he did. Oh.
I don't know. I just read an article like while I was away that it's been sold. I don't see.
It's crazy money. It was crazy back then.
It was a gold rush.
Yeah, I remember. I talked a lot with Buzz back then. We talked every day.
Yeah.
And he never ever mentioned that he was looking to buy
I didn't know it either.
to buy the asteroid, the space station, and then he fooled us everyone when he did.
Yeah.
Because it was an auction. There was like 100 entries on that auction
And then suddenly Buzz came in. That's right.
Buzz came in very late.
And just slammed down 3.4 million pet.
Yeah, I was almost screaming in real life. I was, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah, it was fun. Great times.
Yeah. Have you mined different planets? And if so, what planets are your favorite?
Oh, I mined Entropia, Arcadia, and then of course Calypso. And I think what was it? What was it? Where we talked about it earlier? Where were we?
Yeah.
Cyrene. I think it was. Yeah.
That wasn't very good.
1 hour. Yeah. So I have missed out on a lot in this game because when I have time these days to play, I like to just focus on mine Calypso.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Like that's
the
probably,
universe is so big.
Yeah, but like other planets to me very often seem to be a disappointment. I think it's pretty much only Arcadia that I would go back to. Maybe Rocktrobia to mine a little.
Yeah, Arcadia is hardcore mining also. It's almost a mining planet actually.
But there's not really any use for the local resources up there.
There's an interesting theory you have there, Entro, that the rare minerals are already found.
So they're already like in the ground?
Yeah, it's a very interesting theory. Because you got the feeling that there is a max cap on the rares. And they suddenly spawn out, and then they get found, and then you can't find them.
That is interesting actually.
Yeah, I often get that feeling that I can come back to an area and there's no. You only find this list and oil suddenly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's a burst with the good stuff coming.
That also would give Mindark the flexibility to like directly influence the availability of various resources in game, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because if it's like spawned at random, like suddenly you could see prices fluctuate wildly if the random non-vat generator felt like it.
Yeah. And imagine if someone could buy up all the stuff.
Yeah.
And suddenly he becomes the sole owner of all the Listerium.
Yeah, there was someone, I can't remember exactly who it was, who mentioned in chat a couple of days back that one theory was that like there can only, let's say, be 100,000 pet worth of a given material at any time in game. But the way I see it, that would allow people to manipulate the market by buying up one material, and price would go up and they could start selling slowly. So I think it's a little too vulnerable a system to look at it like that. No, I think super rare minerals are not added in each wave.
You mean like Rugarids?
Yeah, I guess that's like Rugarids and Tritonite. Maybe even some Langots. No, that's not really like super rare. But like that leaves the unknown in that equation is then the avatar influenced by finder type.
Yeah.
So like if you go deeper, do you have a bigger chance finding that specific ore in ground, or can you like, if you only mine it with a F105, can you like walk past it and like search but not find it even though you drop the right position?
Yeah, that was this skill hit theorist were. When you had a rare in the surrounding, you either get a perception hit, you get a surveying hit, or something.
Yeah.
To indicate that something is nearby. But you have to look more careful.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a perspective that I didn't really consider, that maybe perception is not only just linked to claim size, but also type of claim. I didn't think of that.
No. Yeah. And I actually often find this the perception hit, and I don't find anything interesting. But many times after 1 minute, I bump into a green dot. So I actually think for real that you are close to a person when you get a perception hit. Because it happens so many times.
So it's actually influenced by other avatars as well, presence of other avatars.
Yeah, could be good to know in a PvP situation, in a lootable.
Definitely.
Perception hit, then go away.
Run away.
Yeah, like Ruga and Dunkel. Yeah, I haven't found Dunkel in must be 7 or 8 years now.
I haven't found it either.
I think they took it away, actually.
All I said it's not a theory. I just tested it myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking so much about this game, about theories and all this stuff, and in the end, it's very hard to come up with anything that sticks because it's fluid.
It is very fluid. I've sometimes identified something and think, okay, I got to figure out now, and then I got completely wrecked.
Yeah, exactly. I actually think I'm gonna put in an amp now because the setup I'm using is not working. So I'm gonna try a little level 2 amp here.
Okay. You gotta excuse me 1 second. I made the mistake of drinking 2 cups of coffee before going on here, so I really need to.
Sorry.
I need to run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Be right back.
I'm waiting here. I'm gonna go get some water in the meantime also, so be right back.
And I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. It was, 2 cups of coffee there.
Yeah. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
I put on a level 2 amp now and see if anything changes.
That's good. I only unfortunately have level 5 amplifiers in my inventory. So I don't have the courage to put those on right now. Especially not for minerals. Like markup on minerals seem pretty rough.
Yeah. Yes, it's also a theory. If it doesn't work, you have to change something. So
that is true. Can you maybe remove your microphone a little from your? I don't know if it's on your nose, but like the breathing comes through.
Okay. Better?
Yeah, a lot.
Good.
Perfect. Mindark changed the rates of globals, and you get those 300 and 1000 multipliers, but in the end the same percent return. I go between 95 and 98, depends. Yeah. Like, I know we said that locking off in bad periods because there was no point mining when the game doesn't pay, and when there's good periods you want to put on the amplifier. Like, the way I see it, it's a way of decreasing variance. Like, I personally don't like burning a whole lot of pet and then getting one large HOF to compensate.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that is making you play is that you want to tweak those numbers, because if you mine 24/7 each day, every time, you're gonna end up with these numbers, 95% back.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm gonna be more happy if I can make the game pay me 110. So
true. Like, Mindark mentioned a while back saying that there's a fixed fee for each individual, and that fee is 5%. So if I burn 200 pet an hour, I pay 10 pet. That's just a fixed fee. Do you believe that?
Yeah. It's very hard to know.
Yeah.
How can they follow? Yeah.
I've read on forum that a lot of people are bashing players for believing Mindark. Like, personally, I don't think they would put something out there if it wasn't true. Like, what would they gain from it?
I think they have to follow certain rules in this. It's a very complex, it's a very fine line between gambling and not gambling.
Yeah.
So I think they have to follow certain rules.
Like, I don't have it's not my general impression that Mindark are liars. Like, they might not be very good at communicating, but I don't think they lie straight up.
Exactly, and I think when they say something, it gets interpreted in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So they're being very careful about what they are saying.
I think so too. Like, they have a very hands-off approach. Like, they don't want to influence the universe. Like, they don't want to, which is also why we don't see patch information until the servers go down. Like, they don't want to make people buy up different stuff.
Since they added amplifiers, I didn't mine without. That's exactly how I rarely mine without an amplifier or. But there certainly are times when you should mine without an amplifier. So
the like, looking volume wise, like, I didn't make like the highest amount of pets, but like percentage wise, return on investment. Yeah. I've had my best return on investment mining on amplified, no doubt, because if you could find like a tritonite stone, that could make your entire mining run, and if you then added some calorite and some stuff which had markers as well, you did quite all right. But going back to the whole certain situations, amplifiers are good. Mining for Sandorium, for example, you wanna find as much as you can of it once you hit it.
Yeah. I normally use a level 2 amp when I go for rares.
Yeah, I have very good returns on level 2 amp as well. Yeah. The only problem is that right now the level 5 amp is the cheapest amp markup wise. So yeah, I'm a bit torn.
Since I make it myself, I don't really follow the markups. I follow the markups on the metal residue.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any blueprints that's high enough quality rating to really warrant. My highest quality rating is like 44, and that's a level 2 light. And it uses basic sheet metal, and that's quite expensive. So yeah.
Were you claiming again back there?
I did. I got an ample, but look at my overall return. It's not really that good.
No.
I think I got like 180 pet return, 175.
I always had budget. That's very good.
Yeah, you definitely should manage your
I
spending
think
in this
that's
game.
one of the most important things in any sort of when you involve real money, that you must have a budget.
I think that's the mistake a lot of people go through, especially new players. Like they spend too much in game, go broke, and get demoralized. Not because they necessarily do anything wrong, but simply because they can't handle the variance. They turn over too much pet and they don't have the bankroll to resist the bad times. So
Yeah.
they never get to the good times.
Yeah. Because it's like playing poker or anything.
Yeah,
At times all the good cards come your way, and suddenly no cards come your way. So you have to be able to sit those periods out.
yeah. Poker definitely is a good analogy there. Like, what do you see as a healthy goal in this universe? Like, what keeps you going?
Oh, these days it's an old habit. I like to start up EU, and I like to start up a good movie. But I have a family these days, so I can't sit here in hours.
So
So I don't have any real goals these days for the game. But I'm certainly gonna play. I'm gonna play it until I die. Or
oh, you fell out a little there. Can you repeat?
yeah, I said that I don't have any. Maybe I don't have any big goals inside the game anymore. But I'm certainly gonna play it.
So you reached a level where you feel like the game has an intrinsic value. Just playing the game gives you something.
Yeah. Because all this theory, I'm still trying to break.
Oh, hang on here. You seem to be cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up also.
Oh, I wonder if it's Discord or something. Like, I'm on a stable connection, so I don't think it's mine. And I haven't had any lag in game, but we'll see.
No,
Maybe
same here. Perfect. It's perfect in game.
my guess is it's Discord then. Discord servers cutting out.
Yeah. But I have made many jokes about this game being my retirement plan.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the goal.
Like to sweeten the retirement a bit.
Exactly. Playing EU when I got the time.
I must admit, like, accumulating wealth in here, to me, like, creating wealth is a thing, like saving up.
Yeah.
Now, going back on the whole, like, general game situation, do you remember the Atrox egg event? Do you think it's something they need to repeat?
Do you mean making that video or what?
No, that was the egg was the one. It was looted off a Fifoy Queen.
Oh my god! Whatever happened with that egg?
Never Die bought it at 100K.
And then didn't?
I believe it's $1 million pet actually, 100,000.
But didn't that guy owning Treasure Island buy it after Never Die?
I think you're right. Actually, it was resold there.
Yeah. So we have two. Nothing has come out of that egg. That egg, has it?
I believe it was a DNA that came out of it. Okay. Like it was like 6 years or something before it hatched.
Resold for 700K. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And then it was it was one of the mobs that are currently on Crash Bombada. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was one of the mobs on Treasure Island. I believe it's like those jumpy thingies up north.
Okay. You mean that what is it called? I don't remember the names from those.
No.
Up there. But I think there's great possibilities for this game. Coming to, they could, for example, a mining thing. I've been writing to MA many years now. I wrote to them. They took away underwater mining.
That's true.
Yeah, so they should they should, as a prize, give up a scuba gear to be able to make underwater mining.
That would be a good idea, like a breather.
Like a breather. So with this gear you can mine underwater. You can be the only one mining underwater. How about that?
Have all the fields for yourself, and if it's really true that the minerals spawn in water after laying dormant for 10 years, there's going to be loads down there.
Could be.
So Intro says there that Neverdike bought it from Testos for 100k, and Neverdike then resold it to Deathfire for 600 to 17k. Okay. That sounds very much like the story, yeah.
The Fefox DNA came out.
Did it?
Fefox? Isn't Fefox? Isn't that on Calypso?
Yeah, I believe it was a later mob introduced.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a land area with Fefox. There probably are some out there.
Yeah, I think that whole story with that egg is quite. It's not good commercial for MA. I think it's very bad.
I think they got a bit surprised with the whole buying thing. Like, I don't think they expected anyone to resell it at that amount of money. Like, suddenly they had this item that they maybe had a plan for to add something, and then suddenly it's like, oh, this mega hype about.
Yeah, Fefox came out of the egg there on that blue island in Cal. Yeah, okay. In the blue area, yes, north base.
Yeah.
So what good did it do Neverdike to have Fefox on Cali?
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking as well. I think it was an actual DNA that you could then slot into a land area. I think that was.
Deathifier. I read something on forums that Deathifier isn't active anymore.
Really? So he's like gone, not in the game anymore?
Yeah, it's like gone from the game, but money should still be taxed from Treasure Island, of course.
Great Optimate Dane was in here. Oh, Deathfire left the game. Great Optimate Dane was in here, and he knows Deathfire quite well. And he said he's still online, but he logs in very rarely.
Yeah, pick up some money. Possibly.
Apparently, he got screwed over by Mindark. Apparently, like, he wanted to buy the space station, but like something happened and he didn't get to buy it.
Yeah. Okay.
Deathfire was supposed to have the unique DNA, though. I do believe actually that it was that unique DNA, and it is a unique DNA, and it is located on Calypso in, like, I believe one of these land areas up here, and it's those trifops, so it's like those jumpy animals that does acid damage. They were hunted extremely massively for so yeah. Well, so where you at right now? I think you disappeared.
Yeah, you're talking about that. There was one DNA on Treasure Island that it has a face of a human, and it spits acid, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That was from a mission.
Globsters.
Globster, yeah. That was was it from a contest? Some sort.
Fresco Quota, yeah.
Fresco Quota, yeah.
I believe that was the one from the egg, the Fresco Quotas, and Globster was from an event as well.
Globster, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what's happening with all these. There's so many land areas that haven't got an owner still.
There are definitely land areas out there, but what do you think about the price of land areas? Like selling at 150k and some very few.
I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
You think that's okay?
Yeah, I think because I'm not sure how much money they get out of, but it's an investment for the future. So if they get back the money, if they get back 150k in like 5 or 6 years, I think it's an okay investment.
Yeah, I guess 5 or 6 years return on investment is decent.
Yeah, I was looking to buy one at a while, but I never got the money. I never got the money saved up.
No, I have been contemplating on buying one as well, but
Oh, are you
I was-
waiting at the teleport?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm waiting for you out here.
So left
coming
or
back.
east or west?
I'm coming back to you now.
Okay, I'll just wait
I
here.
was gonna.
Like I just saw the Calypso land deeds, and they pay like 9-something%, and I just think that's a bit low. And I checked some of the land areas, and like it would take 10 years to get your investment back.
Yeah,
And I thought that's pretty high. That's a long time for a game.
that's a long time. Yeah, that's too long.
So Ubering says the last I've heard is that Deathfire is currently in a lawsuit with Mindark, and he lost. So Bobotron says he lost.
Okay.
Wow, brutal.
He was the president. He is or was the president of the EU.
So they introduced like that voting system, but that must have been while I was on break.
I never understand anything of it because I never saw.
No. I have no idea how that voting system works. Like I can see
Never
the
Die.
general. No, Never Die.
Never Die was the president of it. He bought the president for, what was it, 100,000 peds or what it was.
So you could buy the
He
presidency.
became the president, but I never understand what role he had with that presidency. $10,000, yeah.
Wow, what a
It's one of those
ridiculous
strange
system.
things. Strange.
That sounds just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what?
Last I
gonna
heard, Deathfire has a lawsuit with MA. Okay, yeah. That's what I heard also. Deathfire has got mad with something.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that, not that he was in a lawsuit, but I heard that he was very disgruntled with the game as a whole.
Yeah. It's a bit sad that, 3 avatars that were very good to the game. There was Buzz, Never Die, and Deathfire. And almost all of them has...
Yeah, that is true. But my perspective on it is, right now, Mindark is introducing a lot of new items. A lot of new land areas has been introduced. That obviously hurts the people who owns items right now.
Yeah.
Just today, it's all-time high, sorry. Just today, Imperial Hazen gloves dropped, improved armor plating. That's gonna be hurting their investment a lot. So that's gonna generate a lot of disgruntled players.
Imperial Hazen. Okay.
But I honestly believe it is a healthy way of the universe to take that direction, because it allows new people to get a foothold into the game.
Yeah. What happened to Buzz? Buzz is the father of 2 kids.
Oh, they gotten kids now.
Yeah, he's living in Canada with. He actually met a girl game.
Yeah.
Winter or whatever she's called. So she moved from, I think it was it Czechoslovakia? What was it? Or the Czech Republic, I think, to Canada, and now they are married and have 2 kids.
That's pretty cool. Summer,
And
yeah.
he's active, not a lot active, but he's in the game at times.
So Deus Ex says, doesn't Buzz own, what is it called, Crystal Palace?
Palace.
But I believe he sold it.
He sold it, yes. How much was it? 6 million.
6,400,000 is what I read.
It's crazy money.
Yeah, it is. It isn't.
Massive.
That's $640,000.
Yeah. Who bought it? Anyone know?
So, chat, it's up to you. Educate us.
Summer bought it.
Somewhere, yeah.
Really?
I think it was a different answer.
Yeah.
Mindark bought it, and they are selling 10 pet deeds from Crystal Palace now. Wow. So I guess everything is getting community owned these days.
Yeah. Okay. Did you buy any of those deeds, Hoyland?
No, I never bought any deeds.
Okay.
Like, I probably should have back when they introduced Planet Calypso deeds, but I've never been much into the whole estate business. Like, I do you remember when they introduced the apartments?
Yeah.
I bought a big one at 1200 pet. I actually scouted out, made sure it had the right view and everything, and I just got completely shafted on it. So ever since then, I haven't bought any kind of.
You could put furniture in it, and you could teleport to it straight away, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Those were the benefits with it. You can teleport to it.
But like it was like a ghetto. Like, why would you build exclusive apartments in a universe where you can make it exactly the way you want? Like, they could make them free floating in the air, and they made it look like you were in a ghetto.
Yeah.
Such a disappointment.
Maybe I bought a house when the house were first introduced. It was crazy. People were standing in line. They dropped 10 houses at a time.
Oh.
And we were crazy. They were auction for them. So the first house I got was 5.7k.
That's a lot of money back then.
That's a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah.
There's no use for it.
So Ubering says here, the full story is Deathfire actually got the Fefox DNA. It's in his castle on a table. He was reluctant to place the DNA in a land area as he bitched about non-flat land, some complaining from the player base, and Mindark put a wild spawn and a mission. Wow. Talking about getting shafted. So I guess he tried to strong arm Mindark and lost.
Yeah.
Did you find something?
Nope. I was reading the text from Ubering.
So 70k USD for DNA.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
lots of crazy stuff, and that's fascinating. All this money for these virtual objects.
Yeah. So I found a large sync claim here.
Okay. Good.
The egg got removed from his storage without any mention. Ouch. And then I guess they just replaced it with a Fairfox.
Yeah. When will Arcadian Moon be coming? I have no idea.
Nope. I've heard it should be pretty close. I know they're still selling deeds, and I believe the selling of deeds is supposed to end within a couple of months.
Okay.
So I guess when all the deeds are sold, they'll launch the moon. I hope the game releases more unlimited items, so items become cheaper and more people can play the game and use their pets for activities and not buying gear. I completely agree. Like, it might be really hard on the old guys who owns a lot of good stuff, but I think on average the game is going to benefit from it.
Yeah.
I think you did a really good move selling all your high items, like the Shadow, Modified Mercenary and stuff.
Yeah. That was actually a rage sell.
Really?
Yeah,
what happened?
One of those moments where I got tired of the game, and I don't remember what had happened, but something had happened. So I sold the mod merc and the armor and everything, and took out a lot of that money.
So, but you can't remember what
I think I stayed away from the game in 2 weeks.
It was like a love story gone bad.
Yeah.
It's like, no, take me back, please,
No, take me
forgive
back.
me.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah. No,
Actually, you know what it was? It was that I sold the mod merc to that guy with the big crafting off. What was it? Joe and JH.
Let's see, it was an all-time high?
Yeah, on crafting. Let's see. Joe and JH, exactly. Johan J.H. Hansen.
So this guy here,
I think
yeah.
it's a Danish guy, isn't he? Hansen.
Oh, it's well, it can be Norwegian as well, actually. Johan, I think, is a Norwegian name.
Yeah, it's the second highest crafting.
Yeah.
220. So he got a lot of money and he wanted a mod merc, so I sold it. I just took the chance and sold to him.
So you gained an all-time high there.
Yeah, I did. So after that, I started up using limited gear actually.
Yeah, I've been using a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
Bit more high-level hunting, and so Negoslovakian says a bit more high-level hunting and risky mining, I've heard, but supposed to be super slow. Hopefully it catches up soon. Yeah, I put on a level 5 amplifier, like I got a bit impatient here. It might be a bad idea, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What did you sell the mod merc for?
I sold my mod merc for, I think, if I remember correctly, it was 132k.
That's a decent price. I believe it's 40k now or something, right?
Yeah. It wasn't a top price, but it wasn't not so.
It was not bad. No, I think they were at the very top, maybe 175 or something.
Yeah, we can actually check it. I think. Many of the most guns didn't sell at auction, and no, I can't check it, of course, because I haven't got a mod merc.
So used to having it in inventory still.
Yeah. Dempa Kilba Kohler got highest crafting. Totally missed that. Okay.
Yeah. 233 pet.
Yeah. These are good numbers.
Yeah, I guess that actually like shows that the mining system is apart from all the other loot systems, because the highest you can spend mining on each drop is like 24 pet, I believe, right? So for mining to drop, so for mining to drop a 417k loot is pretty insane compared to like crafting. You can click a button in crafting that's easily worth like 100 pet, right? With all the materials.
Yeah.
But still, crafting hasn't generated as high all-time highs as mining.
We don't know what's coming in the pipe, because as we discussed it could be like accumulated jackpot claims.
Yeah.
So they are accumulating a 1 million crafting hof, maybe.
That could be. Check PM for fun gun. I can't, I'm on my laptop with the stream chat, and I can't really check my PMs on Twitch right now. I need to go off stream to do that. Someone will get a 500 to 1500k HOF soon on Shrapnel, on condition. Yeah. Oh, in-game. Oh, you remember this one, Per. The unique official Mindark Marco gun.
Yeah.
I have it on string. Killaby was some kind.
It cost one shot, and it.
A U-ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
It costs nothing. It burns 100 ammo, and it does between 3,298 damage to 9,000 damage. That's pretty. It has a range of 204.9 meters on my skill level, which is 70.
Quite good.
Yeah.
And the Marco guy, who always said that everything created in this game can be looted.
But I don't think
that can be looted actually.
No, I like Marco in many ways, but I think he was a bit of a dreamer.
Yeah, he was.
Like, I like it. I think he was pretty much alone on the being able to actually communicate with the...
Yeah. I remember early in the game, it could be 2003, there was an interview with the CEO of Mindark.
Yeah.
And they were asking him, how many players can you actually host inside the game? Oh, that's not a problem, he said. We just add another server and we can add another 100,000 players. And it was...
We all know how these servers act, especially back then. Talking about rubber banding.
The problem was that when 5 avatars were on the same picture, the game was lagging so bad.
Yeah, we talked about rubber banding just before we went on the stream there, and like you could wait for 10 minutes, like you could run towards your claim and you would stand next to the claim and you would get moved back 50 meters.
Yeah.
And you could do that for like 50 times, and then you could just, okay, I'm gonna leave the game and I'm gonna try again in 10 minutes.
Yeah. And it was so risky to leave claims because you didn't know the server could go down for 1 hour.
Yeah.
All the claims could be gone.
Yeah, and then they introduced, that was quite late actually, they introduced the countdown timer. So like you had ample warning that the servers were going to go down within an hour, so you can actually get your claims out. Because I lost money on that as well.
Have to say bye-bye to Slovakian. He's going offline now.
Oh, Slovakian, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it, man. Take care, and thank you for stopping by. And for all of you out there, thank you very much. I will probably download this video here and put it on YouTube. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I'll create one because I think it's the real listening value of this is quite high. And there's a lot of people who are not able to tune in on a Monday during work hours. Problem is that it is a boring game. It's just a grind, but look, after 15 years, some of us are still around with breaks and without breaks. That is very true. It is a grinding game. I feel after I came back here, I left in 2015 on my longest break here. I came back just last week. And I feel now, after a break and some time away from the game, like the intrinsic, like what you're talking about, I log into the game just to play the game now. I accept the grind for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would you consider groundbreaking knowledge in this game? Obviously, Avatar's always trying to like figure out the loot system and figure out how claims work and how to optimize your returns. Personally, I wrote down that I find damage per peg, I can't remember his name, it was back in like 2003 maybe 2, that he kind of started calculating how much does it cost to do damage in game. And that kind of reshaped the whole system. Like suddenly people were going for weapons that allowed you to kill animals the cheapest.
Yeah, of course. And that's also one of those theory things. Can you actually kill an Aatrox for very little money and get a big Hof?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that Genostar Mercury very much disavowed that theory. Like he used that Swine Deluxe for hunting for a long time because I think he mentioned that he believed that he actually got better loot because he spent more money. But I know that I read on forum that Mindark apparently came out saying that like the amount of money you spend doesn't matter. Like an animal has a given range of loot in it depending on the HP it has.
Yeah.
Hey Fredank, welcome. Good to have you here. So yeah, I guess damage per peg is still highly relevant. But like, what would you say is the most important knowledge created by players in this game?
I missed you. Can you take it? You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Like, what do you think like is the most important knowledge in this game? Let's take for a miner. Like, what is the first thing you gotta learn? Like, what is, if you were to read forums, what is important? Like, what theory is really out here important to know?
Oh, again, I think it's going for the right stuff is the most important thing.
So it's like the information that Little Big Mining Log provides?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, what's happening here? I heard something.
It's only an abundant.
Yeah, it's a Hof.
Cavalry stone. So I guess.
Check the ore maps. That's the first thing. Don't go. Of course, it's building skills. It's still building skills, because in the beginning you're not gonna find much else than this area.
No. So yeah. So once you skilled up and you're able to find different minerals, check Little Bit Mining Log. That's what I heard. Like check out the areas. Familiarize yourself with the areas.
And you can start using better and better finders.
Yeah. And thank you all for the people saying congratulations. Yeah, it was a fake off. I guess the. I guess
Pets are pets.
Pets are pets, very true.
Yeah.
But if you hit a global right now, you'll actually huff as well. There's like 2 available spots.
You know, my claim rate is I haven't had this bad mining in years. This is
This is.
But I'm only mining
extreme.
for ample. Just because I said it.
Yeah. Bit of whining and Mind Dark turns it on.
Yeah, they listen. Yeah. Also a theory. A theory from back was that if you were whining a lot in chat, and not in the public chat, of course.
No.
You should choose a chat that no one could see. You're whining and whining, am I gonna give you some compensation?
I think that's more like wishful thinking.
Yeah, of course. It's a theory among others.
Yeah, I know we definitely tried it out several times.
Yeah. I remember actually trying it and forgetting that people could see me. I was writing in the wrong chat.
I think actually we took it to a different level at one point, jumping into, because it was supposed to be public.
It wasn't one of my proudest moments.
No. Like, I personally, like, on a personal level, deeply believe you're supposed to own your own actions.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, own up to it. So complaining isn't really gonna get you much.
I wonder if maybe I should change to. I have to change something again. I'm gonna put off 105 fine amplifier this time.
I'm using the VRX 3K now, but it's like a testing. Like, I know, but that is most, like 99.9% of the ores here really don't need depth. But I really I never found ceramite or anything like that in a bigger claim than small. So I really want to get that. So I shouldn't be jumping while mining. No, I can't find things in the air. And I'll also, like, if I drop in midair, I'll reduce my depth by like 2 meters.
Yeah.
No.
You're gonna have a claim stuck in the roof soon if you jump like that. Also, a good thing with the game, they added this thing called you can what is it called now? You can summon a claim.
Yeah, that is really good. That's a massive addition.
Yeah, that's very good, because in the beginning you can find a claim stuck on a steep wall.
Yeah.
And that claim was lost because you can never go to it.
And you mentioned it yourself in the beginning there, like you could get a claim which were high up on a hill that you weren't able to climb. And then you tried like teleporting and you would miss and you would overshoot and you would fall down and you would get frustrated. Oh, I got a perception gain there.
Oops, I'm gonna drop like crazy now.
So I put a waypoint here on the map.
I normally go for both and matter and ore at the same time.
You go
highly
both?
unusual.
Oh, you only mine one right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it influences my hit rate.
Definitely. It's probably like half now, right? So, big scams in this game. There has been some pretty big scams.
Yeah.
The most obvious one, the one I also wrote you, was the people who mined FOMA for years, repairing limited items, doing it.
Yeah.
That was brutal, right?
That was quite brutal.
You remember those 2 years, right?
Yeah. This guy going with level 13 amps on all day long.
Yeah.
No one can understand how can he do this? It's crazy.
Yeah, it took a while for people to actually figure out that they found a way to repair limited items.
Yeah.
That was actually my reason for taking a break, because it demotivated me so much that Mindark didn't stop it. Like, people were blatantly, obviously cheating in game, and they didn't react.
But was it more than one avatar that did it?
I think so, yeah. There was a few. It might be a shared avatar or something. Bobotron says they withdrew a lot of money before they got banned. I wouldn't be surprised. I know there was a big lawsuit that followed.
Well, I hope so. Because it's our money they're taking.
Very true. I know it wrecked the ore market.
Yeah.
Like, market got overflown, but I guess that makes sense. It's like 21 pet per drop, right? So they were able to turn over like literally tens of thousands of pet each day.
Yeah. And saving about 30% from markup from buying a new amp.
Yeah. I think that at that time, actually, the level 13 amplifier, which they used, were like 167%. So it was a massive advantage.
Yeah, but it's also fascinating that they can figure out how to do these things, because this is like a 7-step rocket to do this. It's just not going to the repair unit and repair it. They have to do this and then spin to jump in a certain direction.
Really?
Equip this, equip that, then they can repair it. It's crazy. So how can they figure it out?
so you know that, or
I heard how he did it. I don't remember it exactly now, but it's not. He couldn't just put it in the TT and or in the repair terminal and repair it. There was something he had to do before.
And it was like every time he had to repair it, he had to like jump 360 and like do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, something like that. Crazy stuff.
Wow.
It's like finding an Easter egg.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like, why do we do all those crazy things and then decide to repair a limited item?
Yeah. They're claiming again.
Good times. What did you find? No, yeah, I got a large calderite. I probably should call it out here every time I find.
There were other scams also. We talked about it, but I can't remember the names.
No, there was the society mate of ours. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
I'll let it. Well, we actually could. He put it out on forum. Eye to Eye. He had a unlimited level 2 amplifier and an unlimited level 3 amplifier, and he had an improved excavator, and he lent it to someone. What did you say was someone who was?
It was someone's cousin or someone's brother.
Yeah, so it was actually someone he had a relation to in real life as well. And suddenly the guy just disappeared with all his stuff. It was quite brutal trust scam there, which was kind of sad, because in our society, like, I borrowed your and large Irestone, like I borrowed your improved fab and Mod Merc and stuff, and stuff were kind of flowing freely inside our society, and we never had any problems.
Sure.
And suddenly this happened.
Yeah, I have lent a lot of stuff to Buzz Lightyear also, and always get them back. So
yeah, I used to rent buses unlimited level. What was that? 7 amp today. So I rented that, and I didn't put much collateral up, but I never considered cheating the guy.
No, same here.
But it's definitely something that will happen again in this game. People trusting someone, and then that trust is getting abused.
Yeah, it's all around the society with this. In Sweden, we are having this bank ID that you are using to log into banks.
Yeah.
So the scammers are trying to get hold of this bank ID now. They're calling old people and trying to scam the bank. Yeah.
We have that too.
Yeah. It's all over.
But I guess in a universe like this, where it's so easy, like trading items in between avatars, you're very vulnerable to those kind of things.
Yeah, sure. But it also should be a system, of course. Emma can implement a system with a lending system of some sort.
There's been a lot of talk about that in the past. People wanted to implement it. So like, if let's say we decide to trade an item, you can put like a timer on it, and then after 7 days that item get returned to inventory. Yeah, that would definitely make sense.
There was also this. There was quite a big. I think that avatar names was Rep
Yeah.
or something. I think it was a mod merc, or he lended something out. So after that, he quit the game. There was a lot of writing.
Oh yes, Rep. You were from Turkey. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skill game.
Why don't Mind Arc invent Banquet? So when you lend stuff something, like you are bound with Banquet. Bank ID.
Bank ID, yeah.
Yeah. So when you lend stuff something like that, you're bound with Banquet. Yeah.
Yeah, like something like that.
Like you said, Strakkan, they could definitely implement that. It doesn't. Yeah. Like they put in banks and like being able to deposit valuables with a third party is possible.
I think Emma is thinking the way that it should be a complex programming and all that, and it's also people should just not lend stuff.
I think that's the way. Oh, I got
that's the easy way to go. If you lend it, you risk it. That's the easy way out.
And they wouldn't benefit from that system. Like maybe you could put like a small fee on it, but it would be pennies for Mind Arc. So they wouldn't really wanna like go through too much trouble to implement it.
Exactly.
I think Mind Arc has, throughout all that time in game, been very bottom line oriented. Of course, it makes sense. It is a company; it has to make money. But like we talked about the markup system earlier, and that markup system doesn't influence Mind Arc's bottom line, but it's such a vital thing for this game. So there's definitely aspects to this game that Mind Arc need to consider, because it might not directly influence their bottom line, but it is extremely important for the whole game experience.
Yeah. To be able to trust the game.
And Bobatron pretty much says that, be able to, the integrity of the game. Yeah, Bobatron kind of says that as well, but it enhances the game. Yeah. Not everything has to be about cash for Mind Arc. It has to make stuff that make the players interact as well, and that's very true. Like social aspect to the game can't really be measured.
Yeah, I think the thing is, there's a small company. At these days, what can they have 30 or 40 employees maybe?
Yeah.
So they're being careful, of course.
Yeah, trying to allocate the resources where they can make the biggest impact.
Because it's a company. They have really tried some really crazy stuff in the years. And been losing a lot. This bank thing, they were MI Bank and Castle in Germany, or Crypto Valley, all these
created
crazy
the Compet deeds and the like those were definitely some misses there.
Yeah, sure. Was it cost a lot of money?
Yeah. Like. But maybe, hopefully, they've learned their lesson and sticking to what they know, creating a mining system.
Put this app they have. There's a game with I don't know the name of it. They have some sort of app with creatures fighting each other. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. How does that work?
Well, I played it for a little, just out of curiosity, because I thought, as you there, it might be similar to Compet. I can't remember the name.
Compet, Compet, exactly.
But like, it had a very short lifespan.
Okay, money drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you see EU will be in 10 years from now? That's a question. What do you think, Hoyland? 10 years from now?
Yeah. I think we're gonna get more of the same. I think they're gonna give the... I think we're gonna have a more smooth game. Like the gaming experience. Like they're gonna overhaul the UI. I think loot-wise, like... hopefully. Like this is a hope for me. This is like a dream in EU. Like they'll remove the boxes, the strong boxes.
Yeah.
And completely focus on the player-driven economy. Like they will take a hands-off approach on the whole back-end stuff, like loot system,
Yeah.
And they'll take a very aggressive approach on the player interaction system and the graphics, and like maybe on the item side, like actively create content for the game and players.
Exactly.
So
I think there's a lot of ideas that can be realized with the items.
Yeah.
To make it more interesting for all, not just the hunters, but all the others also.
Yeah, so they will like introduce new items, but they won't do it through their website. They'll do it through the loot engine of the game.
Yeah. And a new graphics engine, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think in 10 years' time they're not gonna use this graphics engine.
Like I played Apex a little when it came out, and Apex really created a new dimension in gaming, being able to slide down hills and like zip lines and stuff like that. The mobility of the Apex and the whole Titanfall engine is pretty amazing, and we'll definitely see something like that. Like the whole movement in the game will become more fluid. Like I think graphic wise and like area oh, congratulations. Like the smoothness of a graphic can really be improved.
Yeah, but it's also this factor that when they updated the graphics engine to this, what's it called actually?
CryEngine.
CryEngine, yes. People were not happy because they haven't got a computer for it. Back in those days.
No, that's true. CryEngine did put a strain.
Yeah.
So Zen Power says, I think there'll be more item upgrade and points for gear mission. I think you're right. I think the whole mission here where you can like gain tokens and then buy items will become more common.
Yeah.
And I think we will see a lot more limited. In 10 years, limited items will of course exist, but I think the whole unlimited item aspect of the game is coming back in full force.
Yeah.
So I got a large Listerium.
For me, the most important thing is not being able to get a 400,000 pair of claim either.
No. No, I kind of stopped chasing that. Also stuff like placement tokens from events. What do you mean, Sen, by placement tokens? Do you know, Strakkan?
No, I don't understand.
But I do believe like land areas and like general ownership over certain given areas of game, maybe like micro land areas might become a thing. So you can buy a very small land area. Maybe you'll introduce like a large area and chop that up into small, so it'd be like an Entropia land deed, but over a specific area. Mayhem events, yeah. I think they're definitely gonna take an approach where they'll try to boost people net turnover for shorter periods of time. We'll definitely see more events.
I've taken part in I get these I taken part in Sand King kills.
Yeah.
I got some tokens from that, but I never used those tokens for anything actually. I sold a few in the auction, but never used it.
I've killed only a few Sand Kings, and I think I just said, oh well, it wasn't worth it, so I stopped.
Yeah.
So you grind for Mayhem tokens as many events as you can join, and I also need to play sometimes before you can even trade them for an item. I don't think I follow that one, but I've been away from the game, so there might be some kind of aspect to the game here I'm not aware of.
Okay, you can buy stuff for November, yeah. Okay, it's like the daily token.
Yeah.
You can save them and buy items.
I'll definitely think that'll become more.
Yeah. You'll see next Mayhem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely like the Fen event and stuff like that. Fen
I
items.
hope next mayhem will be a mining mayhem then.
They definitely need like in 10 years hopefully we'll have like a mining event system.
Yeah.
There are a few fiery souls on forum who try to set up events for mining, but it is kind of rare and it's hard. It's a lot of work to participate because you'll have to screenshot your finds.
Yeah. This guy with the... I have to check the name. He has this... I think he has this automatic system.
So it's like an automatic mining system?
Yeah, Pempedo Island. He gets...
Oh.
If you find a claim on his land, it's stuck with his name.
Really?
Yeah, it's a global. You can see if you find if you in his area, you get a global message that you're Hofen on Pempedo Island.
Oh yes, that's true. That actually gives that in Entropia Live actually you can create events. So if you global on a land area, but like if you look at hunting, it calculates everything, even when you're not globaling. And I think that's what I want to see. So like if you get a small claim, it also counts towards your overall contribute to the event. So Bobatron says here that MindArc has told us that there will be mining and crafting events in the future. And they said that on Planet Calypso forum.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I believe they've mentioned it a few times. That they want to see something like that.
Yeah.
Did you find a claim?
Yeah. Sizable Nexus.
Congratulations.
So second sizable. But it's with a level 5 amp, so normally a level 5 amp gives you a global. Now it gives you a sizable.
I am using a level 5 amp as well.
Yeah.
Probably not my smartest move. We'll see.
Yeah. It's good to have some claims.
Yeah, exactly. And we are on stream. It is a bit of a special day, both of us being on stream, and I'm really happy to have you here. I'm glad that you wanted
it's
to
very
join.
fun to be here. I'm not used to streaming, so I think that you can catch that. And I'm not a trained streamer.
I think you do extremely well. Like you catching up on chat before I do sometimes. EU lesson number 1: never trust no one, especially the creators. Well, we have to trust someone.
You have to trust someone, exactly.
Yeah. Like, if I had a modified first aid pack here, I wouldn't mind giving it to you. And I think you need to find some people, otherwise you're just gonna get stressed and afraid of being cheated all the time.
Yeah.
No, but going back to streaming, like I started streaming last week here when I came back, and I must admit it's a very different experience. Like it adds so much to my experience. Like it gives me so much when I'm playing. It gives me another aspect. But there are things like today I didn't sleep too well, so like I were a bit tired. But you really got to put yourself up to it, anyways. Like you really got to be present and you got to be aware. So it was good that we had this little special event today going.
I think you're doing an extremely good job. I think you're a very good streamer.
I appreciate it.
I know you in real life also, but I could just tune into your stream because you're a good streamer.
I appreciate that.
You read the chat and you show interest in people, so that's a great thing.
Deus Ex is saying you guys are doing really good. Appreciate it, Deus Ex.
Thank you.
That's a big compliment coming from someone like you. I know you stream a lot as well. I do watch your stream, and I enjoy it. I don't watch streams as much as I would really like to, but I think a very important thing for me to enjoy to watch a stream for a long time is also the guy talking and sharing. And not many streamers in EU does that.
Strash is streaming a lot now, but he used to stream.
Yeah, I watched his stream.
Sometimes he got silent, but he had a few good streams when he's talking and mining underground.
Yeah, he had the unlimited, what was it, level 5 amplifier or something? Was it 7, maybe?
I think it was 5. He had a goal to buy a level 5.
Yeah.
So he did it.
He's extremely dedicated, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing player. There's a lot of, like, I probably shouldn't call Strash a new player, but this game has really a lot of dedicated players have joined through the years. There's this Cosmo Kramer, do you know who he is? He crafts a lot of explosive projectiles.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's doing, like, pet-wise. That must be an extremely expensive hobby.
He's just waiting for that big ATH.
I guess he is.
Yeah.
A big payback.
There's a lot of people with money. I think this game has taught me that there's a lot of people in the world that have very much money also.
Yeah.
They can put in a game like this.
I was in society once with a guy. He put in an awful lot of money to this game, like insane amounts.
Yeah.
But an all-time high won't put Cosmo in profit, I bet. Well, only he knows, but it definitely seems like he is using a lot of money. And all-time highs aren't always that big. You try to calculate what I've maybe put in over the last 13 and a half years. Oh, never do that. I guess if you're putting money into the game, you definitely need to. You want to keep track.
Yeah, I did keep track for a while. I'm not the guy that keep these notebooks filled with numbers, but for a while I did, and I made a post on it on forums many years ago.
Really? So we can find Strakkan spending?
Yeah, so I did it for a week or something, or 10 rounds or whatever it was, just to compare. It was a comparison finding list, I think.
Okay.
But it was fun doing it, actually. To actually keep note. You are doing it on the stream, aren't you?
I am doing it on stream, yeah. You can see below how I'm doing, and I try to update my bankroll regularly. So people can actually follow how I'm doing. I did it on forum as well now that you mention it, actually. Did a mining log.
Yeah. And we have to say thank you to Sen. He's a depositor, and he makes sure that the lights put on. That's good.
Honestly, depositors are the most important part of we need new blood into the game. Like, we need people to come in here and want to take active part into it. Like, obviously we need people who doesn't deposit, because they kind of like sets the goal for everyone to strive for. You have figured out Loot 2.0. It's the credit card. Is that your point? It's the banking terminal.
Yeah, Loot 2.0. Someone can explain it, because I haven't got I don't understand it very much. But it's from hunting, isn't it?
I don't understand hunting. I never tried really, to be honest, because I never did it much. You believe I gave my AdFab edition to a newbie Twitch streamer without Colette? She was healing us at underground smuggler events. Wow, Sen, that's really generous. That's really trusty. Well, I'm not sure about traders' role models for successful EU players. No, me neither. Like, I completely respect the role that traders have in this universe. Like, you need someone to sell your stuff to, I guess. Like, I bought my ML35 from a trader because there weren't any being sold at the time, and I really wanted one. So it allowed me to get it faster than I normally would, with a markup, of course.
Loot 2.0. Everyone loses the same amount of TT now, but a higher efficiency, more items in loot instead of shrapnel. Okay.
Okay.
That explains why I always get shrapnel.
Yeah, I haven't looted any items either, actually.
No. I have looted only this. Very rarely I loot a gun. A limited gun.
That is true, actually. I did loot a limited gun.
Yeah.
But it was a crap gun.
Okay. I can stream about 30 minutes more, so I'm gonna change to both ore and matter now. Is that okay?
Yes. So
we can run maybe a little more further apart, and we can compare it, see what happens. Because this is quite boring.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
There's one claim every 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what to do here. You know what? I might just follow you around. I might not drop here unless I see an option.
Change to. So we go to number 9, to Dome 9, and
okay.
Try.
So if any of you have questions out there, we have Strakkan on today. The most dedicated, in my opinion, miner of EU. Been out here for a long time, has some very awesome skills, and have experienced this game not only through time, but also on all levels, from a newbie to the highest. So if you have any questions, don't be shy, just ask. I think pretty much we covered all the talking points that I have written down. One thing we haven't maybe covered is getting around the universe, like vehicles. How did you see that addition to the game?
Oh, vehicles are awesome. Very, very good.
Yeah.
I like them very much. Mostly as a miner, I actually use them as a storage.
Yeah, me too.
So I take this big. I carry a VTOL and I carry a little. I don't remember the names of those things, but a little car and also this big thing that can harvest 400 kilos.
Yeah. And then you place it and send it back to storage.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of a live storage.
Yeah.
I actually found a large claim on my second drop when I have activated both Orin and Matter here. So
that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So there's a question from Bulbatron. What depth does the rare ore starts at, Strakkan?
Oh, where does it start? I haven't checked exactly the depths, but I should say around 800 meters or something. That's my tip.
Yeah. So like the TK320 finder or the TerraMaster 6, is it?
If you're gonna find it regularly, you're gonna have to buy a good finder.
Yeah.
I would say that, yeah. You can find a rare claim with an OF105, of course, but it's not gonna happen a lot.
No. So to find it like regularly, you need that depth.
Yeah.
800 plus.
I think these Terra miners or Terra finders are very good.
Yeah.
You could possibly do with a Terra 6 or 7 if your skills can allow it.
So like
I used it. Yeah. Sorry.
No, so I was just saying that addition of the TerraMaster line was really good into the game.
Yeah. I use a Terra 8 myself when I'm going for rares.
Yeah. I want that one.
Mostly with maybe 1, 2, or 3 depth enhancers.
I'm just gonna drop off you here. I'm gonna run parallel with you. I need to drop as well. I can't just run behind you.
You have to stay a little bit further away now.
Yeah, I will.
We're gonna overlap. So
I'm thinking like we can cover the dome.
Yeah.
Like slice it in two and yeah. So there was something about the 2-point loot system. I'll just have to see that here. About 2-point loot as well. Higher efficiency equals faster return on your pet. I can only, yeah.
The volatility is smaller, okay.
Yeah, I've read something about that, like they evened out the system. Sure, learn from the best or die with the rest. Yeah. That is why I brought Strakkan on this stream here. Like, a lot of people would probably expect, like, you've been keeping in the shadows for so long. A lot of people would probably expect you to supply some kind of groundbreaking knowledge. Are there any groundbreaking knowledge out there? Like, do you have some secret?
No, I don't have any secrets in that case, in that sense.
No. Damn it.
I put a little trust in the skills actually having some kind of influence. So of course, get your skills up.
Yeah.
And use the right tools. And go with the waves.
Get your skills up, use the right tools, and go with the waves.
Yeah.
Strakkan, how do I make profit?
Yeah. You robbed my avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a joke. I don't have that much money at these days.
No, I don't.
I think to actually make money, you have it's also a bit of luck, of course, involved these days. You can't expect to just go out here in this universe and make a lot of money.
Do you consider yourself a lucky avatar?
I was a lucky avatar for sure. I was.
Yeah, I guess that I consider myself an unlucky avatar. But I don't know if there's any truth to it. But that's solely based that I haven't really had any large claims or really rare item loots. So.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I just got answer. I got a message in the game here.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
No problem.
Yeah. No, this lucky. I don't think Emma has any that makes you a lucky avatar or something, but.
No, but I think
it's.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think there is a random number generator in this universe. So, like, when you loot something, there's a given percent for you to actually loot an item that's worth something. Out of the ordinary claims, looting an unlimited amplifier or not.
Yeah. But certainly, there are days when you may all you do online seems to make profit.
Yeah.
It is a bit. Sometimes you can feel that you're in this lucky period in your life when everything goes right.
Definitely, I think there are like, as you say, the waves there. We talked about the waves. You can run hot and you can just hit everything. Like, you can't do anything wrong.
No. Where did you go? Did you go? Oh, you claimed something.
I'm mining. There we go.
There's another avatar in here now, so.
Yeah, I see it. I will move all the way to the western side of the wall and run through, just so you don't mine the same place. Have you tried out mining on the moon? Out mining, so you can mine outside the domes, or what's going on there, Power?
Have you tried out mining on the moon yet? He's asking.
So, like, mining where?
You mean Arcadia Moon?
Oh,
I haven't been on Arcadia.
No.
Personally, I haven't been there since the moon got created.
Same. So it is created. The moon is like created. The moon doesn't have domes. It's one open large server area. Oh, well, you're there at the moment. Okay, cool, Power. I'm definitely gonna go for that. I'm gonna give it a go. I'll need to find a way to get there easy. I'm not gonna fly there in my VTOL.
I actually have to go to Arcadia. There's been a lot. I haven't mined underground actually since it got created.
I tried it just when I logged in here. My avatar was on Arcadia. It was not very interesting, to be honest. I left after a day.
Yeah. There must be both underground and moon. It's competition on the planet now.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of competition going on in between the planets for the player base. Everybody wants to attract.
Because land needs on both places.
Yeah. But also, like, for the different studios managing the planets, like, they want to attract the players. I think that's healthy, actually, for the studios to like try and figure out what the community wants and try and attract as many players as possible. It's good for us. So I don't think I'll drop any more in this dome. It seems like there's a couple of avatars mining here now.
Yeah. I had one hit in the beginning and nothing after that.
Yeah. So. Bobatron says this game needs a global auction without fees or something like it really soon, and a faster way to move around the universe instead through PvP4 for 1 hour. Yeah, like the whole space thing is pretty excluding. Like having to buy a warp flight. Yeah. And then wait for...
Yeah, you can buy a warp. When I went to Arcadia back and forth. I normally bought.
Yeah, same here.
Flight. Yeah.
Welcome, Dobrin. I'll call you OCB. Welcome.
But isn't there a global auction in the auction?
I don't know.
Or doesn't it work?
I think that's only Mindark that can use that one. But I'm not sure. I think that's normally where they like launch the big, like when they sold Club Never Die. I think that was in global.
Yeah.
Or like the domes and stuff.
So I'm in Dome 10 now, south.
Roger. I'll be right with you. Or more warp-capable vehicles. Yes, warp-capable limited vehicles. They definitely, in my opinion, need to put that in. But I think they're trying to protect the investment of the people who bought the motherships and stuff. You both on FOMA. Yes, we did mine together, like one mining and matter and one mining ore, but it got a bit too boring, so now we're scavenging. It's every man for himself now.
I'm waiting for you, actually.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
We're gonna go for big claims now, so.
Yes, we are.
We're ending up the stream with 20 minutes of big gaming.
So what do you say here? Like, you can go west side and I'll go east?
Yeah, I'll go west and you'll go east.
So, yeah, okay. I'll have
And we go, and then we go back in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna change to a bit. Gonna put on a level 8 here, so let's see if there's big claims now.
So
maybe we can induce some big claims here.
Maybe. We'll see if we hit on the same times, like synced up. So Bobatron says that they need to do something about the warp-capable vehicles soon. Yeah, I think so too, actually. They want to like induce people moving around a lot and using this universe to the fullest, like being able to shift planets easily. I think that's an important.
Yeah, going between Calypso and Arcadia in a VTOL, that's half a day.
Yeah, it is, and the risk is just massive.
Yeah.
So OCB asks you, what do you think of the 400k plus mining huff?
Ooh, it's a hard question. It's good and bad. It's good for the game and it's bad for the game. It's very hard to. But of course, I think it works like this: that those money were set away during a long time, so it doesn't hurt us on a. It doesn't hurt us so much on a daily basis.
No, the bills have already been paid on that one.
They have already been paid because the day after the mining was good again. So.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it influenced mining that much.
True.
No, I personally believe, like, let's say there's a 0.001% of every pet spent being put away for a jackpot Hall of Fame. That's my personal belief on how they do it, because that was how they said they would do it back when they introduced the advertisement. They said there was this jackpot half thing pot being created.
Yeah.
But then when the whole advertisement system got removed, I guess they would take it from the player pool, right?
Yeah. And there's always this player base that actually likes these big claims. They're drawn to it. So I think that,
it is what creates the media attention.
Exactly. It's it hits the headlines. I guess it was the same when Nevedai when he bought Club Nevedai. There were headlines in real magazine.
So it's like that's what journalists is gonna write about. It's like gamer earns $40,000 from playing a video game.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Nobody wanna hear about the grind.
Nope. And Emma wanna make it sound like this happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Go in and get a big claim. No problem.
You can do it. It's possible for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a mineral resource. These crude oil. I'm gonna drill that later.
Would you guys like to come over and join me on the moon? I can come over at some time, of course, but today not.
No, I'm not gonna I'm gonna head down to Calypso when I'm done here. I'll definitely go to the moon, but I need to get settled a lot here, and I still have that bankroll challenge going on, so I can't really explore too much. Definitely go up there at some point, and I will join you.
Me too. I'm gonna at some time explore the whole universe, because I've been slacking with that.
Yeah, same here.
Playing for so many years and I haven't seen all the planets. That's bad actually.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Being lazy. And actually, it comes back to the whole availability. It's not easy getting there. Don't want to go through the hassle.
Yeah.
To just settle with what you know.
Duru. That's good.
I got a large calorite here.
At the same time as I got a Duru claim.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we figuring stuff out here?
Yeah, I think so.
Wave loot, yeah.
Duru is good. That's good. That's 14%.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better raws these days.
Yeah.
So OCB had a 6k knock unamped on Moon once. That's amazing. A 6k find unamplified.
Oh. So the Moon has indoor mining, has it? It's like indoor mining, or?
Yeah, but it's like an open server world, so it's not like domed. You just walk freely, but it is a moon.
Yeah.
It has an atmosphere. Strakkan, do you have a level 8 unlimited amplifier?
No, I don't. I make my own amps. I have no unlimited amps. So I make all of my limited amps myself.
You're a self-made man.
Yeah. But I buy from auction it from time to time, of course, but
yeah.
Mostly I make it myself.
I found a large alicinous liquid here.
That's good. The good stuff is coming. Duru, Alice, it's coming now.
And also awesome markup stuff. You kind of dream of that on FOMA. Yeah, FOMA actually used to have like solid beans quite regularly. And alicinous liquid was decent markup. Chiffonic steam, it had a lot of chiffonic steam.
I think there's a dome here I think there's a gold dome. 1 or 2 domes that spawns gold, but it's very uncommon, of course.
Gold, yeah. Like I haven't found any of those rare ones, those rare minerals up here for ages. I have found gold up here when it got launched.
Yeah.
Welcome, Scarlet Swan. Is there any relation between the amount of pet invested in a mining session round, like pets per click, and the prospector surveyor levels? What do you believe, Strakkan?
I have to try and read the question again so I can fully understand it. Is there... Are you asking if you're if you're investing a lot of pets and going big, you're going to have more prospecting and surveying claims or hits. Is that the question?
I probably need a clarification.
Because I actually think it does at some level.
So
if you're going big amps, big mining, you are hitting more prospecting. You're hitting more skills.
Oh, so it's like the do your pet spend relate to your skill gains? So that's the question.
I think so.
I think so, definitely as well, yeah. I don't think the skills you have influence what you loot.
I think it's cycling ped, yeah. At some point, you're actually the more you drop, the bigger you drop. Of course, you're gonna find bigger claims, but making profit is not always the case. I'm gonna zigzag some here now.
I'm asking if the return can be influenced if more pets used. Yes, I believe that personally. Yeah. What do you say, Strakkan? Yeah.
Yeah, not the profit, but the returns, yes.
Yeah. So we talked about that previously, saying that like we, both of us personally subscribe to the idea that you get 95% return on average.
Yeah.
And MindArc has said that as well, and it pretty much also suits our experience as well.
Yeah. If you put down 1 billion peds in the ground, you're gonna have 950 million peds back.
Yeah.
In average.
Like on both of us here will probably have more like 90% return because we're mining in a taxed area, so we're getting less return because we're paying taxes on our finds. In hunting, I do 2 kilo pets per hour, so you spend 2,000 pet per hour. So you'll loot 1,900 in return. Kilo pets, yeah. Gotta go, says EU Loco. Thanks for the great stream and poking around Strakkan's mining brain. See you all in game. Will do, Loco. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Have a good day. Thank you for being here.
I got an abundant sweet stuff there.
And I got an sizable Alice.
Oh, so
just 30 seconds before. So.
Oh, and
I think we are connected.
Yeah, we are. I just did another abundant color right there. Rats, thank you.
Hoyland and me actually did many years ago. It must be, can it be like 8-10 years ago?
Yeah.
We actually did a test where Hoyland went mining and I stood still. And every time he got a claim, he wrote in chat, claim. And then I immediately dropped a bomb. And I very many times, more than reasonably, I got a claim.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of connection.
So it was like to kind of test if the area you were in mattered on the aspect of hit rate.
Yeah.
Or it was just randomly generated, and like when everybody had a good mining time, or nobody had a good mining time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting test actually. It was quite fun actually. We did have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did.
We also had a lot of boring days.
Yeah, of course. But we was quite a big society back then.
Yeah.
Many people chatting. I think we had 3 or 4 girls in chat.
Yeah.
They were quite they chat like crazy.
Yeah.
Talked all the time.
We had was Andy? Did she come to Relics as well? Yeah, she did. And Maya and Jazz.
Yeah. I think Andy and Da, they mother and son. You remember Da? Yeah, they're still playing actually.
Yeah, I saw Andy log in.
Yeah.
Where are you two from? I am from Denmark, and Strakkan is from.
I'm from Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strakkan actually were in Denmark at one time. Well, we met in Sweden for a LAN party, our one and only LAN party ever attended. And Strakkan stopped by in Denmark one time, and we played a round of golf.
Yeah.
So you want to go west again, or you want east this time?
You choose. I go the opposite way from you.
Okay, I go west, so you can take east this time.
I take the lucky east.
Yeah. Yeah, east did me quite okay.
Yeah.
But game loot has limits. Unamped can't be over 4K planet side, 8K indoor. That sounds definitely reasonable, Bobbatron. But I do know people who have hit 40K huffs unamped. But again, that was like kind of jackpot looks. Did Jazz have a amplifier on when she found that 60K?
No, actually that was unamped.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was. But that was one of those crazy... It was like someone deposited like 50 million pence or something, because everyone found for 1 or 2 days, they were crazy claiming.
So you're saying if someone deposits a lot of money into the game, the loot system gets affected?
Just guessing, as always. Just guessing. Theories, thoughts.
yeah, it was a 72.5 K fine.
That was unamped.
That was on. This one here was unamplified, so you can hit it big unamplified. There was I Society made. I'm in Relics.
And she found a lot in just, I think that was about 1 or 2 days. She found a lot of claims.
Yeah,
that one. It was the icing on the cake.
It was. She found a lot of 10K plus actually. She was a very lucky avatar. So Fredank asks, do you guys believe in the good old mining vein theory?
No.
No.
Not anymore.
Same here. Like there are definitely clusters, but it's so irregular, so it's hard actually trying to get them.
Yeah.
Dragos says, so the 417K all-time high was actually Boris' money. Well, I don't know who deposited that much money, but we covered it earlier that it was that we believe that there's a jackpot fund. So every time you spend a little money, a tiny fraction of that is being put into a jackpot.
And I heard that the auction money, the auction fees, also can be.
That's very possible.
Some way it goes into the loot pool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You can't know for sure, of course. Can't know for sure, but.
No, and MyDark definitely will never comment on any kind of loot system.
Yeah.
But Moon is new, fresh, and unknown. Yeah, like unknown areas that aren't mined very much are definitely better. Like I personally believe, like if you're alone in an area, you do a whole lot better than if there's a lot of people there.
Yeah. Well, actually, Holin, it's 3 o'clock, and I have to go to get my son from school. So,
Strakkan, thank you very much
I have to log off.
Yeah,
but it's been a great time. It was very fun.
Yeah. This might not be the last time.
New experience to talk to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in and being here.
Thank you very much.
I'll be on for a little longer, but thank you, Strakkan. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'll tune into your Twitch channel every time I'm online, of course.
Thank you very much.
Time.
Thank you, Strakkan. Bye bye.
Good luck, everyone out there. Go get the bid claims.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. So there you have it, guys. The most dedicated miner in EU. I want to thank you all for being here. We've been online for 3.5 hours and it's been a great time. I will most likely log on for a little while. I need to get something to eat. I might stream tonight, but I can't really promise anything because I have a bunch of calls on my phone and I know there's a few text messages I need to reply to. So I don't really know what's waiting for me out there in the real world. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been an amazing experience. I will download this video and put it on YouTube. I'll create the YouTube channel, put it here in my Twitch channel so you can go watch it. I might also share it on Planet Calypso forum. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, or sorry, not subscribed, like followed, please do. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and take care out there and take care of your pet cat. Goodbye, guys.